hasn't updated. It still hasn't updated the photo. Did you change it yet? Yeah. Yes.
Touchdown, touchdown. Let's throw a ball down, first down. Let's throw a ball down every down. First we score, then we clown. Having fun, look around. Nobody loud as a Raider crowd. Nobody proud as a Raider crowd. NFL, you like me now? We gon' do this Vegas style.
Richard was playing that Raider Nation one. I like that one. There's like two I really, really like. They were all fun, but my favorite one is that kind of like cheerleader one he does, and then that one, that really colorful one. And he did it like characterized. It was pretty cool. We have so many versions. We went out there so many times singing that song. Oh, they were so used to us being out there singing that song. So, hey, BB, how's everyone? Good morning. It's very early in the morning, but we did not blog yesterday because I worked actually a lot yesterday. It was a really good day, and then it was Sunday. We watched a Mets game early, so I worked really early morning twice, and then there was an early Mets game. It was like 10:30, and then we're like, you know what? Let's just take the day off of like blogging. It's Sunday, so I said let's go on real like late night, you know, like really like this kind of time, like late night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And so that was kind of the plan. And so then I woke up around like 1 a.m. and I was like, "Rich, you want to blog?" And he's like, "Oh, not yet." So this time I was like the one. I think I'm like already getting on New York time. Like somehow my brain starts to be like, "Start get ready for New York," because I've been waking up. I mean, I do tend to wake up early even when I'm not going to New York, but I felt like as soon as kind of like I decided to go to New York, then it was like, then I kept waking up like around like, you know, 2, 3 a.m., which would be, you know, a normal time to wake up in New York, you know, it'd be like 6 a.m. in New York, you know what I mean? So I go in 10 days, can't believe it, and it's 13 days of no drinking. You know, the other night I had a dream that I had drank. This is weird. I had a dream that I was right here now, like it was like it was like I was in my current, you know, time frame of life where it was I was about to go to New York, you know, like that kind of scenario, and then I was going to break my sobriety, and I did, and I woke up being like really upset, thinking like, then I go, oh, that was a dream. So it was actually like a weird moment to realize it was just a dream. It felt really real, like. In my dream, it felt really like I was breaking my sobriety, and I felt like really upset about it. Then I woke up and I was like, oh, that was just totally a dream. So it was like a cool feeling to realize it was just a dream. Because I was really irritated with myself. Like, I mean, because, you know, I don't know what's going to happen in New York, but if I can't, you know, stay sober for like 3 weeks, that's pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of like I'm making sure I, you know, don't get out of control in the sense of like these, you know, times I've drank in New York, I don't want it to take over my life. And if I can't stay sober for like 3 weeks at home, that's pretty bad. So I'm feeling really proud of myself that I know that I'm going to do it. Like I just feel confident that I'm going to, but then when I get to New York, that's a whole nother question. But I do feel very confident that, in what I say that by the end of the year, I just want to be done drinking. Like I'm just that kind of that person where I can do something and I can just stop, and I just feel. And you say, well, why not? Well, why not just do it now? I go, I know, but I'm kind of like, well, this is my last year. I'm 40. Last year, like this was really the only year I did it recently. You know what I mean? Like I said, we've only had certain years that we did it, but I guess I did start 2024. Oops. Okay, but it was the end of 2000. So November. So I drank it. Okay, these are the times I drank recently. I drank in November, and then I drank in January, and then I drank in March, and then I drank in June, and then I drank in July. So July. No, August, not July. August. It was August. I was just there. So that's been a lot recently, and this is gonna. I have this trip, and then I'll have a November trip, and then and maybe not even the November trip, but I just don't think I'm gonna be sober this trip. I mean, I want to be. I just don't see it happening. But I do see it happening by the end of the year. And I'm just weird like that. I don't know. Because I'm kind of over it, but not fully. Like, I'm like, I will go. I feel like I want to go, like, one more time to New York with drinking. And then after that, I really don't. Probably not in November. Because I can go to New York without drinking. I just got in this, like, new habit of, like, when I go to New York, I drink. And I just need to break the habit, you know. Because I don't like the habit. But anyways, enough about that. But I'm really excited to be 13 days, no alcohol. I've been doing weed, so if you consider weed not sober, then I'm California sober, I guess they call it. Because I do weed. I do weed. Not in New York as much. That's kind of where actually the weed helps me. In New York, excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, I just did a bong hit. That sounds terrible. I feel that weed actually heals you when you're coughing. I know it sounds bad, like, but it doesn't feel like when you're sick coughing. I don't know if you've ever experienced coughing from weed. I mean, for a minute, it's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna die, but then it goes away. When I cough usually in the beginning of my stream, because I usually like just recently did a bong hit before, and so I'm still kind of coughing, because I'll cough for like a couple minutes after, and then it goes away. But yeah, I think I'm gonna. Well, I don't know. It might be too early. I was thinking about starting packing today, but it might be too early. But I don't know. But yeah, we had a fabulous day yesterday. I worked in the morning twice, and then we got some weed. And then Annette got new shoes and a new top. She's really happy about. They look great. I don't know if Rich just posted. Oh, she looks fabulous. He posted her new top. You guys haven't seen her new shoes. She looks so cute. And Gloria went to the gym yesterday. Well, not the gym. She went to the pool. I think they don't have the classes on Sunday. So she just goes to the pool. And then... yeah, we watched the Mets game, and then we watched that the first season of that show, Stick. I think we finished the first season. That was really cute. So we had a real chill, just kind of nice day hanging out. We returned some stuff to Whole Foods. We still need to return some things to Kohl's. Oh, I did all the blankets, which I'm always proud of when I do all the blankets. It makes me happy. So all the blankets and sheets have just recently done, and then I'm going to switch out Annette's one more time before I leave. And then maybe do mine again before we leave. I don't know. But definitely as soon as I get back, is the first thing I do is the blankets. I would do the blankets more often, but it just takes forever for them to dry. So it's like such a long thing, you know what I mean? If the dryer would dry the blankets, it'd be a much easier thing, but it doesn't. So I found that if I put them in the garage during summer, that's great. But during winter, that doesn't work as good, you know. During summer, it's 1,000,000 degrees in the garage, so they dry pretty good. But I always love when my blankets are brand new, washed, and my sheets and everything. So nice. I was so happy last night. We don't sleep under the blankets. We sleep on top. But we have those two, like, throw over blankets, whatever. I'm sharing mine. I don't know. It's so hard for me not to share, but something that like I like so much that I don't want to get ruined. Like the Mets blanket is white on the back, and Rich is already getting it dirty, and I'm like, I'm like, he needs a blanket, so I cannot not share my blanket. But I'm very OCD about not everything, but like little things like something that I like a lot, like, you know, maybe my particular favorite outfit or purse or shoes or, you know, or something, or my favorite blankets, then I don't want those things to get stained or dirty. But it always happens. You know, as you get older, you stop worrying so much. Like, I remember when I was young and, you know, making sure you never got a scuff on your shoe and, you know, you clean them perfect and stuff. And as you get older, you're like, I'm going to do that every single time. Like, it's just going to happen. You know, especially like when I'm in New York. Like, I had taken those white sneakers last time, and that was my second time taking them, I think, and they were filthy by the second time. And I had this vision that I was going to get them all clean before I left for New York. And I, like, sprayed some Windex on it, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's good enough. Like, and they were like still all scuffed up. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get out the shoe polish and stuff. But as you get older, you're not as worried about every little like stain or thing. Yeah, is what it is. Like, cause you'll go nuts about that. Like if you get a brand new shirt and then you get something on it, like, Richard does it all the time. I won't wear my nice things while I'm eating unless I'm having to go to a restaurant with someone. But then I'll be very careful. But what I do, that's why I get home and put on my pajamas, because I hate to get like food on there, or like I'll clean and get, cleaning stuff on there, bleach on your stuff or something like that. Drives me nuts. And something new, so that's why I'm always in my like these kind of shorts that it won't matter. But yeah, I'm getting excited for New York. I feel that I'm getting healthy, so that's good. I really each day am feeling more healthy, and so fingers crossed, maybe when I get to New York, I won't want to break this health trend and stay away from the alcohol. But I don't know what's gonna happen in New York, so I'm not gonna try to worry about it now. But I know for the next 10 days. 10 days, you guys. Oh yeah. For the next 10 days, I am definitely not drinking alcohol or eating sugar. We've also been feeling really good with our keto diet. We've been doing I've been doing the beef burgers, a little bit more variety, where Richard's been doing a lot of other kinds of beef. Delicious. So I'll eat some like we didn't eat it last night, but he made a roast that I'll probably eat some today. Yeah, we ended up not eating it because we were full, but he's been doing something like making a roast, or sometimes I'll have some steak and stuff. But I primarily stick with my beef burgers, just because those are the easiest for me to digest. That's why if you're just like, why do you go upon the beef burgers? Well, at first we started with steak, but you can't eat steak every meal. It's too expensive. I mean, Richard's trying to get some deals on the steak, and we're trying to give that to Annette, but it's expensive. And I found that the steak was a little bit harder for me to digest, because steak is hard to digest. So I just said, why don't we start making burgers? And then just burgers without, any fixings on them. And that's kind of where that came about. So I just found that those were easier for me to digest. So that's kind of how the burgers, so, it's not that you have to eat burgers. I mean, any beef, but in any protein that works for you. We just like the beef the best. And I like the burgers the best. So I am excited when I go to New York because they have the best ground beef there, actually. And so I will be eating my burgers while I'm there. I just hope I don't get off of that while I'm there. It's hard staying on your diet in New York because there's just so many other things. And it's not like, I'm not on a diet for weight loss. It's a diet for my health. So it's, when I start eating sugar, it doesn't go well for me. So when I say diet, it's not a diet to like lose weight. It's just a diet to be healthy. So I like being on the protein because I feel healthier on the protein. And as soon as I start eating sugar, I just feel crappier. You know what I mean? So I kind of get frustrated with myself. And what usually happens in New York is not that I go eat food, it's that I start drinking, and I drink sugary things. Then, that sugar. And now I'm kicked out of ketosis. Ketosis means you're burning your fat for energy instead of storing fat. So when you're eating sugar, you're always storing fat. And especially when it's liquid sugar. So when I drink like a hard cider, that is just liquid sugar right into my bloodstream, and it just all gets stored as fat because there's no digestion process that occurs. Like it goes right into. That's why liquids are the quickest way for you to gain weight, because you're not digesting them. They just go right in. So anything that's not used immediately gets stored as fat. So sugar gets stored as fat much more than protein. And because sugar just goes right, like most things that are much easier to digest. Sugar is very easy to digest. That's why you gotta watch to not like do just straight sugar, because you're just not helping yourself in any way. Make it a little bit harder to digest. Put some fiber in there at least or something. But, which fiber helps you digest. There's a whole thing. It's just like, if you are not taking any energy to digest something, then you're not you're not burning any calories. You see what I'm saying? So it's going right into
Cute hairstyle.
Thank you. I kind of like my hair like this. Everyone thinks I'm trying to look like a little girl or something. It does make me look younger, but that's not the intention. I just actually am like, this actually looks pretty good compared to my other hairstyles. So it's just something that works for me. Not many work for me. I have bad hair. I've always, I had thick hair as a young girl, but it was bad hair in the sense of it didn't want to do anything. And it was just I had these things that went out like this, just crazy. It looked like devil horns with my bangs. And my mom had these thick bangs. I had almost like a mullet, more bangs than the rest of the hair, And horrible hair. And so my sister would braid it often, and that always looked good. So this is just something we didn't do this as much. We would usually do either pigtails or the straight down braids, not the pigtail braids. But this kind of looks like Pippi Longstocking, which was real popular when I was a kid. So I don't know. I did wear it around New York. I did wear it around New York. I said I wouldn't. I wore it one day, but I felt a little silly. I wore it on the subway. The day I think I may have gone to, trying to go to Central Park, and I ended up at some park. But yeah, I know where I went. I went to the Grand Central Station. And I did feel a little silly. But I did have my Mets stuff on, so I was like, oh yeah, this is for the Mets game. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I'll do it again. I probably will. I don't really care. I don't care too much what people think. I'll care for 5 seconds, and then I'm like, yeah, whatever. I move on. Because you can't worry about what people think. Because for one thing, you don't know what people are thinking. Just because they make a face a certain way, we think we know. We don't know what they're thinking. And even if they tell us, we don't know they're telling us the truth. So you don't really know what people are thinking. And to think that you do and then to worry about it just makes no sense. Because you're never going to know. Like I said, someone might not even tell you the truth if you say, well, what were you thinking? Do I look good? And they, are lying.
We love you, Joy.
Thank you, everybody. Someone said we love Joy. Thank you.
Cool, your hair looks good.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliments. I actually just woke up. I haven't showered. New
York is the one place where you can be yourself.
Yeah, you really can.
Everything's really weird.
You really can be, but then there's also a little bit of you don't stand up that much if you have your hair like this, but there's also less a level of sophistication there too. So there's I don't want to wear these shorts in New York City, you know what I mean? I won't be wearing these things walking around. I mean, I don't wear these here either outside. I don't wear these in public. But I did wear those little black and white ones, which were kind of a push for New York. Those were a little bit. Oh! Richard got me some fantastic pants. I forgot what that was yesterday. Yeah, all kinds of good things happened. Richard's been sneaking and getting me things. I'm always like, don't buy anything, we don't need anything. And I had got those shorts. Those were a total flop. And he had gotten me some pajamas that turned out to be a flop because they sent the wrong pair. So hopefully they send the right pair. But oh God, I had some bad putting on some funky things yesterday. It was bad. What was it? The shorts I got were huge, and then these ones were way too skimpy. And I was all bloated when I was putting it on. So I was like, oh God, it looked terrible. But he meant to get the not so skimpy ones. They sent the wrong pair. They really did. They sent the photo's not even the same what they sent.
Yeah, no, they were
it's I hope they send the right ones because I hope they don't send the wrong ones again. Because the right ones look really cute. The wrong ones are not so cute. But he got me these great pants. These black pants. They're high-waisted, but then tight, but then flare out at the bottom. Flare pants. I haven't worn flare pants since junior high. It's so funny. Those are coming back. My mom's always like, the styles just keep circling around. You just wait. You get old enough, you'll see them again. Nothing new under the sun, she say. So I really am pretty much almost my mind is in New York already. When it's only this, when it gets this close, it's hard for me to kind of focus on anything but New York. I'm just thinking about New York. Oh yeah, New York. But I really do enjoy being home. I was thinking about there's no way I would want to be in New York all the time. Like, we did it for a year, and it gets really miserable, but this is kind of, like, right now really cool in the sense that, like, I'm kind of, like, spending, like 60% in Vegas, like 40% in New York, and ultimately, I want to be 100% in Vegas, but for now, I'm, like, kind of appreciating, like, hey, I'm, like, kind of living in two cities, so it's kind of fun in that sense of just something unique and different. Even though I've gone so many times, each trip is very different. I mean, New York is just so different. We're here, we get a little bit more in like Groundhog Day, very much repetition, which I like, but that's not really good for your psyche. You kind of need some variety in your life. Otherwise you get depressed. Like if you do things on auto mode, you get depressed because you have to like be like stimulated with new things, like different changes in your life, not just like every day be the same and never do anything different and the same schedule every day. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. And that's what a lot of people do, but and I'm not saying you have to change your job all the time or change your schedule at your job, but just things in your life don't have to be exactly, because it makes you depressed ultimately.
Yeah.
I mean, if it, because I think that I like it too. I'm like, I like the routine. It's easier that way, and you're used to it. But you get depressed. So I think the universe is shaking it up for me because otherwise I really am bad about getting in a routine and getting stuck in like a rut kind of thing. And going to New York completely just, and then when I come back, like I'm, tired, so I can't do anything the way I normally do, so, which you think is like a terrible thing, but maybe that's a good thing, get me off of my, because when I'm feeling good and when I'm like, oh gosh, Casper is so cute, so I can't with this guy sometimes. Whenever I'm on the blog, he does thing where he like rolls on his back and he just looks like the cutest thing ever, my little bunny. He's adorable. I am gonna miss the stink out of him. He's so sweet. He's just adorable. Like, he kissed me this morning. He doesn't do it very often, but he licks my forehead. Only once in a while, only like on a very special day. But when he does it, it like gives me tingles like all over my body. He's the sweetest little like being, but he can be a little feisty little guy. But when he decides to like lick you, I don't even think he's ever licked anybody but me. Because I remember when the day I got him, he started licking my hand, and the guy I gave it to me, he's like, he never licked me before. And then he now will lick my forehead just once in a while. But for a good amount of time, like he gives you a good clean on your forehead. And it's just like the sweetest thing. And it's very special to have like a bond with a animal, like in the sense of like, people always think animals are stupid. You're stupid if you think an animal is stupid. For one thing, we have no idea what an animal really knows. Like, truly. Like, we think we've done our tests or our research, but like, we don't fully know. Just like we don't know whatever another human is fully thinking. We definitely don't know what an animal fully thinks. So, or is aware of, or what they even fully see at times, you know what I mean? So they think they've figured everything out, but yeah, they're not the animal, So, I feel that animals are extremely intelligent, and I think having animals around you is very important. And I always felt like I didn't have a lot of animals around me because my mom was kind of very anti-animals, but my dad loves animals. So as I think about it as a child, there was always pets around. And I was always very, very close with the pets, yeah. Like, and I've always done what I do with Casper, where I just lay down on the floor with my animal, whatever animal it is, whether it be my dog or my cat. Me and Rich have been together for 13 years.
13 years.
Married for 11, and we've known each other for 16.
16.
We've known each other since 2009.
Okay, so 13 years.
We've been married for 11 and together for 13.
Years, I know we've known each other for about 15 years.
Yeah, I think it's like 16 now almost. Yeah. Well, what's 2009? Is that 15 or 16 years ago?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we met in 2009. We got together in 2012, and we got married in 2014. Tate McRae. So I went on Instagram for the first time in like ages yesterday. TMI is, I go on Instagram when I'm taking a poop. That's a good time to check out Instagram.
It's you, me.
I do. I do. That's the only time I go on Instagram. So if I'm sitting on the toilet, then I'll check out Instagram. It's a waste of time. I didn't find anything interesting on there. And the celebrities, you don't go on there for months. And they've posted like 2 things. Whatever. But yeah, it's just weird. I don't like that app at all. I really don't. I've never liked it. People always, oh, you make all this money over there. You know, you can post over there. You get good views. I don't know. We've tried. I don't like it. We get more hearts than any other thing, and I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like the platform at all. I've never liked it.
Oh yeah, we always got more engagement on there.
We always got way more engagement on Instagram, but we didn't like it at all. Like I wouldn't even check my comments or anything, and it's just like I don't know. I just never liked it. I don't like it at all. We always really liked Twitter until it became X. And we like Twitter and YouTube, but we did not like Instagram or Facebook at all. But yeah, I went over there. What a waste of time. It's really weird to think like you're a celebrity, like anything you post, like can get like just tons of likes and views and and it's just like it's weird that they just don't find most of them don't find much inspiration to really post any sort of art on this level of like something, creative. It's just kind of like almost like a waste of their, like they could like use their platforms better. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of these celebs.
Faye
You know what I
says
mean?
that she lives in Amsterdam and she's never seen any people like this in her life.
We're very strange. Yeah, Amsterdam I would like to go to. That sounds
Would you
amazing.
like to? We're gonna go to England and Amsterdam.
I've never gone anywhere in Europe,
We got
and
it.
I really want to
I
go.
want to go to England. I haven't really spent. I want to go see Midge.
Michigan, in England, yeah. I would love to go to England. Actually, I wanted to go to England for a long time because my dad and stepmom went when we were kids. They didn't bring us, but they went. And so I've always wanted to go because it was like, ah! But then I've also wanted to go to Scotland and Ireland because those are where I'm from. My family.
Your
Heritage. Yeah. Not me. I've been there. My family. But I also would love to just go like all around Europe, which I know everyone would love to. But you know how you can if you got a rental car, the buses or the trains that go around, I think that would be just an awesome experience. But I don't know if it'll happen. But that would be, besides New York, that'd probably be the biggest place I'd want to go. So is Europe. Really anywhere in Europe. If you sent me to Europe, I'd be happy. But I can't go there for work because I don't know anything about that. You see, I go to New York because I know New York and I know people there and I lived there and stuff. So like I don't go anywhere where I've never been, And so and like I said, I don't really go on vacation. So it had to be like when we're retired because we don't have like extra funds for vacation and then be not making money at the time. Does that make sense? So we don't go places that we've never been. And so we went to Panama because we'd been there before too. We went to places. And then New York, Richard had lived there. So I'd never done this job, but we figured we'd figure it out because Richard had lived there. And we were also thinking we were going to get other jobs. We thought we were going to stay in New York. But it's just hard living there no matter what job you're doing. All you do is work. That's all anyone does is work. Like I kind of feel for my clients because I see them like year after year, the same people, and you just see them, they're just getting more tired.
Laura's
and
been to London before, but never been to Ireland.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, you've been wow. You've been to London, been to Ireland. Anywhere in Europe, I'd be happy. But, well, maybe not anywhere. I know there's some places that might not be the best. But I don't know which places those are, to be honest. I'm not. I'm so bad at other country geography. It's terrible. I know all of our states and our state capitals and things like that, but I am terrible with other countries. And it's really bad because I feel like in America, I hope they've gotten better, but I know when I was growing up, we did not learn about other countries, like a geography or anything like that. I mean, it was like maybe tiny class on that, you know what I mean? And then you move on. That was it. Oh, that's the whole world. Okay, now back to the United States. So I always feel very uneducated in world geography, unless I've been there. You know what I mean? Those are the places I know. But a lot of times, I'm like, where is that located exactly? Like I don't know where all of the countries are in Europe. I know where some of them are, but like in my brain, I'm like, wait, where is this one in relation to this one? You know what I mean? I know a handful of them, but it's embarrassing because I sometimes feel like other countries know quite a bit about America, but at times Americans, we don't know much about other countries. So it's awkward when, especially even languages, like when we went to Panama, it's embarrassing when you don't know Spanish that well. I hate Trigger Man because I feel like you should in America know a little bit of Spanish, and I do know some Spanish. And like I said, I lived in Mexico when I was 3, and then I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and then I lived in Ecuador for 2 months in the Air Force, and then Panama for a year with Rich, and then Panama again for 2 months. So I can speak Spanish enough to get around, but it is still embarrassing because actually I sound like I can speak Spanish for the things that I know how to say. So then people start talking to me, and I'm just like, like, no comprende mucho, lo siento.
Good there though in Panama. I couldn't believe you were always translating for me.
Well, I understand some things, but then they start just going because some things I say fluently, and so then they think I can speak, and then they start going. I'm like, whoa. At the store, it always got us because I couldn't understand what they were always asking when we first got there, because they just have a little bit different layout at the. This one was called. What was that one called? What was that one called that we went to? That one.
I'm not quite sure.
No, there's El Rey, and then there's the what was the one we kept going to?
I love Panama.
What was the name of that store?
You guys would love Panama. We would love to take you to Panama.
What was the name of the store? It was at the mall. What was the name of that store? The grocery store at the mall that we went to.
Hey, Lord Nero said thank you for the 100 jewels.
What was the name of that grocery store at the mall?
Del Rey.
No, that's the other one. The Rosa Smith. Reba Smith. I think it was like this one. Reba Smith. There was 3 stores that we went to in Panama. One was called Reba Smith, the grocery stores. Reba Smith, and then the El Rey, I think was the other one, and then the Machachesa, which I don't say it right. I called it Machachesa. This one was this monster grocery store, which had everything. It was just a grocery store, like department store. It was like levels, like several levels. The day we found that store, because it was cheaper than the other stores, it was I guess for the we were so happy. But when we lived there the second time, we were super convenient to the most expensive store, which was the Reba Smith, which was in the mall. Like they had a grocery store in the mall, like a full-on grocery store in their mall. And we were living super close, so we would just walk there. It didn't make sense to go to the other ones. We're like way on the other side of town. So they were very strict at this one, like just very I don't know. And it was during the pandemic because this is the second time. And we had been there before, but they'd really gotten stricter with some of the rules and things. So I remember when we first got there, one thing you had to do the mask, and when you went in, you had to do the temperature thing every time you went in the store. And when we first got there wasn't regulation on the days you could go, but by the time we left, women could only go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 2 hours during your 2-hour time frame, which is according to your passport or your cedula. And then men could go Tuesday, Thursday to the store, and that was it. And you couldn't even really be outside on those days. It was insane. They did massive lockdown. But before that, when me and Rich could go together, when we first got there, the first month, we get up there and you have to do the temperature thing. You have to have your mask on. They're super strict. There's a guy in the stands there takes your temperature. And marks, they write it down. And then you go in the store, and then so you have this cart, and we're shopping, and then we get up there, and right away, she asked me a question, and I'm not expecting that when I bring my cart. And I'm just like, that word I don't know. And I'm like, Richard, we did not know what she was asking, and we moved on, and then she's a little frustrated and whatever, and no comprende mucho, lo siento. Mi español es muy mal, and then I'm trying to push the cart, so you know how you have your cashier, and then you push your cart through, right? She's already upset that I'm not understanding what she was asking. What she was asking is if I was using reusable bags or not. I didn't understand. I don't know what she's asking me. So she's already irritated because these stupid Americans. So then I'm trying to push this cart, and that's through the thing. And they're pushing back at me, and I'm just like, wait, no, I didn't push through the cart. I didn't push it through. And they're like, no, and they're pushing the cart back, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong, Richard? how do I get my cart through here? What am I doing wrong? Like, I'm just like, I have groceries. I need to pay. They're in a car. I need to push. What do I do here? And they're just like up in arms, and they finally, and they're trying to tell me something. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm sorry. No comprende. And so he finally brings the guy over. He's like, idiot. So he takes the cart back, and then he puts it, on, like you're supposed to unload your stuff. He shows me, and then he brings it. There's a whole nother extra set of carts. Like it's a different kind of cart that you leave the store with. I think, you don't push the cart through. Oh, okay. But things like that, you feel like such an idiot because it's such a simple thing. But if you don't understand, you're just like, what am I doing wrong? How? Because like in America, we don't have where you switch carts. And then...
what do you mean switch carts?
No, this is a weird thing. So you have your cart that you go in the store with, and it's one kind of cart. It's the more like this the normal cart that you're used to, okay, with the basket that hangs out, right? So then you go up and you unload your stuff, and then you get rid of that cart back here. You do not ever push it through the aisle. And then on the other side of the aisle, there is a bagger. They have baggers there that has a cart that's a more stackable cart. Like it stacks. It's hard to describe. So they kind of stack the stuff, and then he takes your groceries out to your car, and you have to tip them. So that's kind of the structure there, is they want their people tipped, and it's also a way to prevent fraud, because you cannot, everything from this cart has to now be placed in a new cart. Because, not even necessarily fraud, people will forget water on the bottom of their thing, and maybe the cashier didn't notice or something, things like that. So this prevents any sort of, we didn't bring up anything, or, it helps the cashier. So everything gets removed from the one cart and put on another cart. But if you don't understand that, you're trying to push your cart through, and they're like up in arms, like, ah! You're like, what could I possibly be doing wrong at this moment? Like, it just was like, when you're just like scratching your head of like, I really feel stupid because I don't know what they're trying to tell me, and I don't know what I can't envision what I'm doing wrong. And it is difficult sometimes when you're in another country, because there are little things like that that are just a little bit different, and you feel like an idiot because they look at you like you're just a complete moron. Like, how do you not know this? And you're like, we don't do that. But the other thing there is $100 bill shuts down the entire store. If you use $100 bill, they're just like, because they have to bring over the manager. Yeah, she has to take out, you have to give her a passport. She has to write down the actual numbers on the bill. She writes down, how a bill has numbers. She writes down your passport and your info, and she writes down all those numbers on the bill and stuff, because if that's a fake, and they, go through the whole thing, but if that's a fake bill, like, they have to eat it. And $100 to a Panamanian is like, a sixth of what they make a month. They only make $600 a month at the grocery store with a college degree. So if you make them have to pay $100 to the store, because the store makes them pay it, then they're like insane about it. So they hate if you use a $100 bill. And we didn't know that. You come from Vegas, hundreds are very common. We went there with some hundreds. Oh, Jesus, and there's no way to get rid of it, in the sense of like, there's like, that was how you would, who else is going to take it besides a grocery store? Now it's not like that no little place is going to take it. You'd be out of your mind if you think like some little bodega is going to take your $100 bill from America, because they're not going to risk that, because there's actually a big thing with fraud of the $100 bills in Panama. Like, that's actually where, because the canal's there, that's where like it originated. Before they started doing the blue bills, they were having like a bunch of fraud there, before the blue face ones. But now I think they still have fraud even with the blue face ones. Those ones are much harder, I think, to forge. I don't know. I've had people try to give me fake money, and it's pretty obvious. Like, some people might get really good at making it, but money has a certain feel to it. And if you're used to touching money, fake money just doesn't have the same. You can tell right away. You can tell right away. It's just not the same. And they do a lot of effort to make it to where no one can make it the same. But I know there are some forgers that do that. It seems like like a lot of effort. Seems like the smarter thing would be to forge like $5 bills. If you then when I notice that or something, you know what I mean? Just those, you know, you can just keep giving. But the 100, like everyone, oh, is this one real? I mean, it's like, this seems like the dumbest thing to forge. But I guess if you're trying to move masses of it, I don't know. Forging money seems like a very dumb idea. It's just like, because you could spend a lot of money, I'm sure, on whatever it takes them to do that. And then what if it doesn't, what if none of them work? Seems like a mission that could just go completely south, which should be better for everyone else. But for the people trying to, you know what I mean? We watched that movie, Contraband, I think it was called, with Mark Wahlberg and Giovanni, what's his name? Ruby Giovanni, Ribisi, Giovanni Ribisi, or he's a nutball. That guy is on massive drugs. I'm telling you what, that guy. I don't think he even sobers up for the movies. You'll see, like, a moment he seems maybe like he pulled it together, but then by the end of the movie, that guy's like. You see some actors that you're like, they're not even like pulling it together even to film the movie. Like you can tell, like the directors and stuff probably got irritated because they can't stay sober, you know. Because I think they all try to be sober. Like I was saying, it's kind of, I feel like, and not that I'm a movie star, but I feel like when I go to New York, it's like if you were to prepare for a show or a movie or something where you gotta get yourself ready, but then when you're there, you might end up having to have, you know, cocktails with the, you know, the other people or whatever. So I think that's what happens when people do movies is they probably try to get in their best shape and get sober or whatever, but then when you're actually filming the movie, it's probably very difficult to stay sober. You know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of like, especially if it's alcohol as your vice. Because, you know, if you do good, they're going to say, let's have champagne, you know, or whatever. So I think a lot of people struggle with that, you know, the people that struggle with trying to stay off alcohol, but then, you know, when in certain settings, I don't think you have to cave in, but it's almost like I'm finding, like, is it the end of the world? There's times I did. Yeah, there were some times that it was, but now I'm learning. Like, when I jumped out of the car, that was really bad. But each time I'm learning, and then, like I said, I want to be done at the end of the year. So it's not something I'm like, oh, I want to be this 60-year-old drunk. It's like, no, I'm gonna end this at 40. I'm done. I really do. That's gonna be my goal. I'm gonna stick with you guys. 40. So that, but also not just that would mean to March. I mean, end of the year. End of the year. No more drinking after the end of the year. Okay.
Okay, got it.
That's my thing. I'm gonna stick with it.
New Year's resolution now.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. So I figure. If I do end up drinking in New York, it's only going to be 2 more trips. So it'll be this one in November, and then that's it. And I'm still going to go to New York, but I don't want to drink in New York. Because if I go to New York and not drink, it would just be such a good experience. I mean, it would just be... And I mean, you go with them, I know you're not... Well, I have a little bit of fun drinking, too, at this moment, but I feel like I'm getting my last little... I don't know, have my midlife crisis, getting the alcohol out of my system, you know. Because when you're old, it's just not the same as when you're young of like, excuse me, sorry, water. When you're young and you drink, like a lot of things, opportunities might even happen for you because maybe you're mingling more or whatever, and you look, you know, maybe you don't look as bad because it takes a while when you're younger. You know, you have to drink a long time to when you're older, and you know, and you recover quickly if you stop drinking stuff. But as you get older, like everything becomes like, that's not so cute, you know, or yeah, you're not gonna get any opportunity like drunk karaoke of a 40-year-old at a bar. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you're 20 and you have this phenomenal voice, you know what I mean? Maybe someone could discover you at drunk karaoke. I don't have that. That would never happen with me. I don't have no. But it doesn't help to have, hey, who that? Hey, who that's back in the family. We miss who that. Yeah, we are up early. I'm kind of getting already on like New York time. It feels like.
Yeah, you were up. You're like, I'm ready to go.
No, I was up at like 1. Well, Actually, we went to bed pretty early because we watched the Mets game and then we finished that show, Stick, which is so cute. Oh my God, it's such a good show. And we also watched.
Who that misses you?
Oh, we miss you, Huda. I'm so happy to have you back. How's life? How you doing? How's Idaho? Idaho. Too funny. Anyways, we miss you. Hey, Nut Dreams. Hey, I'm not gonna say that, but hey, thank you for the donation. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, get down tonight. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, get down tonight. Yeah, you guys can just say ridiculous comments to me and I won't read them, but I'd appreciate the extra money for it, though. I'll take it.
How's Nettie?
Nettie is doing fabulous. Have you shown, is she around with her shoes? Oh, did you put her new shoes up? Did you put her new shoes up?
I did.
Check out the shorts with her new shoes, you guys. She picked out these adorable Adidas shoes, and for the first time, she's liked them. So every time we're letting her pick out the shoes, we're not like, I had to pick out that one pair because she just kept picking out the wrong ones, and so I picked out the ones that she had already had. Those ones I think actually who had it bought. Those other sneakers, and she still has those. Those are still work. Those have been the only ones that have worked. But they were a little big because they were a 10. Because at the time she had such long toenails, and that was the only size that was available, and she wears 9.5. So actually it worked because her toenails were so long. But now we've been able to clip her toenails.
I've been watching her videos. She said she's funny, and she seems like she's doing great.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, you guys see the stuff she said about Trump? Too funny. And then, she's so funny because
she did kind of put it simply.
she does listen to the news.
Yeah.
So she's not fully unaware of what's going on. But then it is funny the things she says, her perspective, but she is listening to the news. So she is kind of aware, probably more than me and Rich, because I hate the news. She actually puts it on all the time in her room. So she kind of knows what she's talking about a little bit, but like it's just you kind of have to like draw between the lines, and that is usually right, but in some like in her little way,
Well, the funniest thing is when he called come out.
I know when she said that.
He asked us to be president. He said, not the waitress.
He said, asked us to be president. She said, not the waitress. Back when they're running. It's really funny. I think the waitress. It was just the funniest thing, but she was right. She didn't win.
She does remind me of a waitress.
And she does look a little bit like a waitress. She looks like she works at Denny's or something.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But anyway, so we saw that. So Stick, you guys have to check that out if you haven't checked it out. It's with Owen Wilson and this guy. His name is Mark Maron. We were like, why do we recognize him? But I guess we had seen his stand up. He's actually pretty funny. So we watched his stand up last night too. So we were watching a lot of TV. We had a good time. But fabulous show. It makes you cry, it makes you laugh. It's hilarious. But it's just basically about a washed up golfer, professional golfer who finds, who has all this tragedy in his life and then kind of comes back to life by seeing this like 17-year-old who's a phenomenal golfer and kind of wants to help him, and it's a really great story. And it's funny, and it's cute, and it'll make you cry. So we finished the first season. So I'll binge watch things in the sense, I hate that word because that word is, the word people use for food. But I do that with the shows. I never was good about like watching a show once a week. Like sitting there for a certain time frame to watch a show. My stepmom used to make us do that. Oh, I hate that. She would watch CSI and sit there. Oh yeah, Thursdays, CSI. But this new thing where you can just watch like a whole season in one night, that I like, because Richard will fall asleep and I'll like stay up and watch like the whole show or something. But this we were watching during the day, so it wasn't nighttime. And I finished the whole season. I think Richard did fall asleep for a second. Really cute show. We finished Stick this season.
Oh, fucking great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Is there 2 seasons or just one?
It is one
It's
season.
a brand new show, right?
It is a brand new show.
Stomach is even when you like submit you. Okay. All right. Sometimes your skin just in Vegas, it's so dry here that your skin will just get like itchy because you need to put like lotion. And Richard massaged my feet last night. Really good. That was good, the massage you gave my feet last night. Yeah. So, 10 days till New York City. Did you guys see that post I posted yesterday about when we lived in New York? We looked terrible when we lived in New York. We had gotten way too thin. it's hard to, if you're not drinking, okay, if you're drinking, I seem to be able to put on weight in New York, but if you're not drinking, and if you're being very active, and especially if you're doing like a protein diet like we were doing, it's hard to keep weight on in New York City. Every trip before I started drinking, I always lost weight, but then as soon as I started drinking, then drinking just makes you gain weight, so no matter where you are. I probably would gain more weight if I wasn't in New York City, but we were way too thin when we lived in New York. That's the other problem, is it's hard to keep up with the pace of New York City. You just burn out. And if you don't burn out, then you're just kind of miserable. A lot of people that live there are kind of grumpy and not really happy, you know? They just kind of like feel like it's so wonderful because they live in Manhattan, but they're not really really enjoying it, because in a sense they're just...
Your ear hurts your ear. Does that earbud ever bother you?
Oh, the funny thing is the earbud does better in the ear that's already hurt, but yeah, sometimes it starts to hurt. I do switch them, but sometimes I do have to give this ear a break and I have to just listen in this ear for a while. But I can't, this is a weird thing. This is the ear I can't hear good out of, but for some reason, music I hear better than I feel like in my other ear. Is that a possibility?
I don't know.
I don't know, it's just weird. It's like this one, like I feel like I can concentrate on the music more, weirdly, than when I put it in this ear. I don't know, it's this weird thing.
Well,
I have a weird thing, but both ears are not good, so.
Your theories are very strange.
I don't know, but it's really weird because this is the ear that lost the majority of the hearing. But when I listen to music, like I hear in that ear, but if you talk to me in this ear, so only, like not if I music, but if I have the headphones in there. I don't know, it's really weird. So I almost feel like the music helps that ear. So I like, it doesn't pretty much prevent me from hearing any less by having music in that ear. Because it's like I can't hear, if you were to talk to me in that ear, I can't really hear much anyways. So I hear out of this ear. So if I put music in this ear, it doesn't affect much of like what I hear. Like that's what's kind of crazy. Because there's always like, can you hear me? I'm like, yeah, I can hear you. Like I can hear anything. And the only way I can't hear is I have to put both in. Otherwise I can hear. Because it's just as good as I can. You know? If I have this in my ear, I can hear pretty much just as good. Because this one doesn't really help me with when people are talking. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. But yeah, it does start to hurt sometimes. But that's the good thing is, these are really good. That's why Richard got me quality ones, because I was using those AirPod ones. Those I didn't like at all. And those ones hurt way more. So the Beats are not affordable unless you get them on deal. Like we got them. We got them refurbished. They feel better in your ear. And if you have like hearing problems and your ears already hurt, like you want the most comfortable earbuds. But I found that these were almost better than the big headphones. Those kind of almost hurt my ear more because it was like, it kind of like goes on the outside of your ear, but then it kind of like squishes your ear, and that kind of was almost hurting more than just putting that right in the. Because what really hurts if I stick inside of my ear. This kind of just sits right on the outside. But yeah, it's a weird thing that the music seems to help me. Like I feel really out of sorts when I don't have music in my ear. When I'm in New York, this like never comes out of one of my ears. Like I wear it whether I'm outside or inside. So what I do is I go outside and I put it in one ear, and when I come in I switch the ear and I charge it, and then I go out inside. I switch them and charge them. That's the beauty of these that you charge, and you can charge on the go because there's a little case that goes with it and then it charges them. So you can go without ever running out of battery. I mean, I think it has 36 hours in the case, but like when I'm in New York, I charge the case. So there's never a time that I don't have music when I'm in New York because there's no one else around. So here, sometimes I won't listen to music because, I'm just, we're doing other things and stuff. But there, it's just me, so I like never stop listening to music. And I sit in my room with the earpod in. And I have a little speaker, and I do occasionally play it, like my drunk karaoke, or when I'm taking a bath. But I'm really weird about not wanting to even disturb my neighbors in any sense of like have them hearing my music, which I doubt they would. I listen to it, but I'm always like, I'll just listen to my ear. Like I just do that even when I'm in my hotel room. So I don't know, I'm just weird like that. I also have this weird thing of like not always wanting people to know what I'm listening to, like in a weird way. Like I'm always kind of like embarrassed of my music because I listen to like a lot of pop music, like in a very like immature, and I'm always like, I'd be embarrassed if they came in and I'm like, you know, listening to Britney Spears or something like that. I don't know, I just have like for you know, like the maids or something, they knock on the door. I just think weird things like that. I have this weird thing where like my music is kind of like a private thing. Like I mean, I share my playlist with everybody. I don't care, but it's more like while I'm listening to it, it's just like embarrassing. Like, I'm always embarrassed like if like it goes over to the car or something. If I'm listening, then like it's like Taylor Swift or something like that, and then you know when we're just in the car, I don't know. I just get like embarrassed, and I don't know why. But oh, you know, yeah. Or like Tate McRae's the new one. And some of her music just like sounds so childish, but I like it. I don't know. I like all genres of music, and I really have a wide array of music I like. But when I'm really trying to kind of just like have a good time, I put on pop music. If I want to like cry or something, then I'll, you know, put on different kinds of music. Or if I want to, you know, different moods. But definitely if I want to just be like happy and like walk around the city, then it's like always pop music. Because it makes me happy. I don't know. I think music makes me sad and depressed sometimes, you know. Some songs like, oh. A lot of pop music is very just like, happy. You know? So I'm actually really excited. I'm like thinking about packing, but I feel like it's too early. But do you guys want to see my new pants?
Who there wants to know how the bunny's doing? Hello,
Oh
Casper.
my gosh, is he out? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you turn around for a second? Because he's just been doing great. I mean, he's just a sweet. He's bummed because he's out of lettuce till we go to the store. Look at him. There's a tiny bit of lettuce left.
He's a little grumpy.
He likes the leaves more than that part of it. Now he doesn't like to be watched. Isn't that funny? Like,
Yeah,
what are you guys
He
doing?
doesn't like it when we do it, but the camera.
No, he's like, excuse me.
Yeah, as soon as the camera comes out, it gets really.
Look at him. He says, excuse me.
Excuse
Cappy,
me.
what's up? What up, monkey? You don't want the attention? You don't want the attention? Who don't want to say hi? You don't want the
Oh, no, he
attention?
doesn't want to eat no more, huh?
Oh, you want no attention? Too much
me.
attention on you, huh? Excuse you, what's going on?
He's like, excuse me, this is. He goes.
Yeah, I was trying to eat you
He
guys
said,
and
I
bother
cannot
him.
consent to being on camera.
Yeah.
He's like,
Where's Ava? Where's Ava? You better get a consent form. Oh, you got glazes in your eye. Can I get it? Did we get it? We got it. Yeah, we got it. He gets glazes in his eye. He likes me to get it. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to get his nails, and he let me get a couple yesterday, but I'm unsure if he's gonna let me do it again. But without like, get this, we got he needs his little toenails clipped, and you would think it'd be like a two-person thing. He let me do it by myself for about
Clipped his nails.
about 4 of them, and then
that's amazing.
he said I had enough of that.
You gotta get it today. I might want to do some more today.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it, but he let me do it. I pulled him out.
He's
And
so cute.
I pull him out. See, he's not so fond of it now. But see, we're gonna get these. Yeah. Oh no, he said hell no. I want that again. Maybe later. He said maybe later. Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Because his nails are getting too long. I know it bothers him. Because I know he keeps showing them to me because I know he wants them clipped. But to get him to the vet's going to be even more of a hassle. He's not going to want that. So I was like, we got to deal with this. So Richard ordered me some, they're cat nail clippers.
Cat clipper.
Yeah. Yeah, then, I don't know if they're not bunny ones. But and so I got a couple of them. But we'll see when he lets me do it again. Because he's got a lot more to go. Well, he's so sweet. He's so a good boy. He licked me today. Yeah, I was telling him. And it gives you like tingles all over your body. Because he's a sweetheart and he doesn't do it. Like some animals lick you all the time. That's not like dogs. He so rarely does it that it's such a special thing when he does it. And you know, he's really showing his love towards you. He licks your forehead. He's such a sweetie. I think he's been losing weight, hopefully. We've not been feeding him. I mean, he's still a big boy, but we haven't been feeding him like we were. So, I couldn't have a better pet. I mean, I've always had good pets though, but this guy is he's just the sweetest. He has so much personality too, like, and he's really smart. Like, people that act like bunnies aren't smart are out of their mind, because I fully think he knows when I'm about to leave and when I'm about to come home, because it's just the way he acts. Like, he knows I'm about to leave. That's why he's been being really, really sweet, because he saw that suitcase come out. And then he just does this funny thing too. Like, he's just really funny. Like, whenever I am about to do a bong hit is when Casper starts to just like go nuts of like wanting attention from me. It's really funny. It's so funny.
They used to trim their cat nails the same way. Just do a couple at a time each day.
It's the funniest thing. Like, I'll be like, Rich will be like, you want a bong hit? And I'll go to sit on the end of the bed, and Casper will be like under the bed. And then every single time I sit on the end of the bed, then he comes darting out and like wanting all his attention. I'm like, just give me a second here. It's like the funniest thing. It's like, now is when you want attention. Every time I'm trying to smoke weed is when you want attention. He's really funny. I don't know. He's just a little character at certain things he does. And then he now does this thing where he goes and sits in his house. And that means he wants his little treat. But he just sits there and he puts his head out. He sits up here and he just sticks his little head out. And he's like, can I get a treat? Can I get a treat? It's so cute. It's so cute. He's just such a sweet boy. He's such a sweet boy. He's the sweetest. But he's also a little wry little monkey. But he darts at us and when he wants his treats too. Like, if you're walking around, then he'll come like dart. Not in like not an aggressive thing in a bad way. It's like a sweet thing. He just kind of like charges at, because you know how bunnies like charge at each other. So he charges at you. But you gotta be careful, because if you're not expecting it, you could almost knock into him because you're walking. But we've never done that, knock on wood. We've never in any way like stepped on him or anything like that. He's so lucky because he does that stuff all the time. We're really conscientious of him. We walk around, you know.
Walk right underneath
Yeah, no, you walk like you don't like lift your feet much around here, you know. You try to like really just kind of shuffle around, because he is just always doing that kind of stuff. And he's lucky because he's never been stepped on, so he has no idea what that is even like. So he's very brave, because like he's been so spoiled, which is good. I'm glad. But like, he has no experience of like if anything were to happen, so I hope he never does. But sometimes we're like, Casper, he like almost trips us, and we're like, we like fall over to not fall on him, you know, and he's just like, la 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 la. Luckily, his tunnel finally broke, because we used to trip over that dang tunnel, and then, oh gosh. I mean, he loved that little tunnel, but we're not gonna get into that because it was too many things in the room. We couldn't walk around here and like almost tripping over him all the time. He charges at you, but he's never ever been stepped on, knock on wood. And that's why he just had no idea that charging at people's feet is not the best idea. Cats do that often too. They walk through your feet and stuff. He luckily doesn't walk through your feet. Cats will walk through your feet, and then it's so hard not to step on them. He doesn't do that. He just kind of like comes right at your feet. But he's the sweetest. I'm so thankful. We've had him since May 2024. So how old is he? How old is he now, you guys? He was born April 2024. A year and how many months?
Jennifer says, what a sweet bunny.
Oh, he's just... I mean, I didn't even want a pet because, you know, I mean, you guys see our house. It's kind of a weird situation here. And, you know, I was fully cool with just, you know, wild animals. I love wild animals because I love animals. But then, you know, I was feeding the wild animals, feeding the wild bunnies. This is back in 2024, and someone from my Twitter was like, I have this bunny, and he sent me a video of Casper. He's like, he's 3 weeks old. I got him, but I can't take care of him. Do you want him? And I was like, how am I supposed to say no? I mean, can you guys imagine Casper at 3 weeks old? I have the little videos somewhere. Oh, we should put that up. And he sent me that, and I saw the video the guy sent me, and I was like, oh. But I was like, I really don't want a pet, like, because I really am attached to animals. So, like, the last pet, you know, really devastated me when the dog died. I was very devastated by that, Koki. So I was like, I don't want to deal with that again. But I'm so grateful that happened, because Casper has brought so much happiness to our life. Like, we didn't even realize how much we were missing before, because we don't have kids, so he really feels like our child. Like, I call Richard daddy and me mommy to him, because he really is our little baby. And I don't think I want children, but I'm really glad I have a bunny, I'll tell you that much. Oh, this, I see this one. Oh, you got a big one in there. We gotta get it. That's a big one. Can we get it? Yeah, that won't hurt. All right, well, you don't want that one. Yeah, you're done. Somebody says, no, forget that. He had a big old clump in his eye. Well, I'll get it later. All right. Can you fix this for me, Rich?
Yeah.
I can't.
Are you ready for breakfast, or you gonna have some soup this morning?
Oh, are you making breakfast?
I might make breakfast.
If you make
early.
breakfast, I'll have some burgers. Richard makes the best burgers ever. And the thing is,
You make good burgers too.
no, don't even play. Don't even play with that lie.
Fine burgers.
I make the worst burgers ever. That's why I do my nibblers. I am like one of the worst burgers makers, and I've been making burgers for like 5 years now, and I still suck at making burgers. I mean, I've gotten better than I used to be. They used to, oh, there he is. Show him, this is what he does. I wanted them to see. Well, he didn't stick his head out this time.
Hi, Baba.
He never does what I want him to do. I might be getting hungry, actually, now that I think about it. He's not doing what he normally sticks his head out. Of course, Casper will never
I'll
do.
start your breakfast.
Yeah, actually, that might be good.
Yeah, I'll start breakfast right now.
That would be good.
Yeah. Have a little
But you can
breakfast.
start with the steak for Annette or whatever first. You do mine last.
We have a good bunny. Actually, Joy made it a good bunny. She spent so much time. Remember the first couple of weeks, he was really traumatized.
Oh, well, yeah, oh gosh. Yeah, we went through a lot with Casper when we first got him. It was really, oh my gosh. So we did not know what we were doing when we first got a pet bunny, because we had wild bunnies, but I'd had pet bunnies when I was a child, but they were in cages and the other ones were outside, but most of them were in cages. 2 of them were in cages and 2 of them were outside bunnies. Like they were in a cage, but it was a coop. It was a chicken coop, and they got to just graze around the chicken coop with the chickens. That was at my dad's. But when I was young, when I was 5, I had a bunny in a cage named Sweetie. She looked a lot like Casper, same colors. And then one day I named Wabbit when I was like 6 or 7, in a cage. That one was all black. But I didn't know this thing of like having an indoor bunny that you let roam like that. My mom would have never allowed, But anyways, so when we first got Casper, we didn't even think about things like, we knew we'd have to get a cage, but we didn't know about the litter box. We didn't know about any of these things, and we didn't even realize like some of the things like that he wasn't going to stay in his cage forever. We didn't know that. Like, we just thought he was just going to be a cage bunny that I would just take out and play with. Like, we did not know. And it's so much better than I thought it would be, actually, because I hate the idea of a caged animal. So, but I didn't know that bunnies could roam in the room freely. I mean, it took us a bit to get there, because when we first got Casper, he could not have, oh my God, when he was not neutered, he was a monster. Oh, I loved him, but he drove me nuts. For one thing, he sprayed me 24/7. I didn't realize he was spraying me. I thought he was peeing, which, I don't know which is worse. So I'm like, oh no, he's just spraying all over me. I was like, oh, I'm not sure which I prefer. I don't know which is worse when coming in, bunny spray or bunny pee. I don't know. Both those kind of weird. So, but the spray was almost worse because it stained everything. It made everything white. It was horrible. I was like, oh, this is just horrible.
Mister, I hear you.
I know, he wants his, yeah, he's trying to make a lot of noise so that I don't even hear him. Because he wants his treats. But I was like, no, this is just gross. Because now there's just like white, like cum all over our room, basically. Like, from our bunny. So then when I realized that's what it was, it disturbed me a little bit. And I was just like, oh dear. And then I still, was kind of fighting to get him neutered because I didn't want to like take away his manhood, I just felt it would be cruel. Because, in the wild, they don't, but they said they get aggressive. And I didn't want to believe it, but he did get aggressive at like, I think it was like at the 7 months, and he got really aggressive. So, and it was so nice once he got new, he stopped spraying everywhere. But when we first got him, the guy that got him had got him from some little girls that, with their family. So I don't know what the situation was, if they were wealthy or not. Like, I don't know how his situation was. Like, I don't know if it was a good situation or a poor situation or like, a healthy situation or not. But he just said there was like 2 little girls that they were giving them away at the Raising Cane's, and like in a box, because their bunny and like had bunnies. And he got Casper, but then he proceeded to keep Casper basically bumping around in his car for about a weekend. Like, poor Casper was just like bumping in the back of this car, like a 3-month-old little guy, not 3 months, 3-week little bunny, just terrified in the back of this guy's car, and it's hot back there and stuff. And I mean, he would bring him inside, but like, he said Casper got into bubble gum and stuff like that, and just weird stuff. I'm like, and jeez, yeah. Watch the guy putting bubble gum by a bunny, and he says Casper ate like all this weird stuff at his place. I guess he just like wasn't watching him at all. And then so we get him after this weekend, and Casper's just like really kind of traumatized. But immediately when I get him, I bring some carrots, and he licks me, and I'm holding him and giving him his first carrot, which we don't give him carrots anymore, bad idea. But he was so happy, and he was just felt like, I think he knew like we were going to take care of him, because before he kind of had a little bit traumatized, 3 weeks. And when we first got home, we didn't know about getting like a cage yet. I mean, I think we did. We ordered one, but it was taking a while. But we didn't know about, the hay. We had some hay for him, and I put it like in a like duffel bag and stuff. Like, and he was kind of like going in there, but I didn't know about like needing litter and the poor guy, so he was kind of like trying to make the most of, like, we're trying to, it was like the first 2 days. And by like day 2 or 3, he was just had it with us even, because he was just like, you guys don't know what you're doing here. And I thought that I would vacuum because it was a mess, and he was in his, this was actually after we got the cage. So the first couple of days, he was starting to get a little bit edgy, but then we got him a cage, and then he seemed to calm down, and then he was feeling better. But then I said, now I can finally vacuum because we got a cage, and it was a disaster. So I vacuumed, and I traumatized him. He was terrified. We're just like, what do you think? He's only like 3 weeks old. And I thought he'd maybe get used to it, which he is used to it now. But that's why I did that Bissell that didn't make sound for a really long time, because he couldn't handle it when he was a baby.
Good morning,
but what happened was he started doing this thing that he was going like this. Like, just like incessantly, like with his paws. He was like this little tiny baby bunny just going like, and we were like, oh no, I destroyed my bunny, something happened to him, I did something wrong with the vacuum, and I like just traumatized him forever. And like I read about it, like they will do that because his anxiety was so high. Like, and he wouldn't stop doing this. He wouldn't stop doing this like all night. He was going like this, like with his paws, like all night. And like he was like in shock. And I was like, oh no. And I just tried to comfort him, but he wouldn't stop doing it. And so I read about it, and they just said you have to like just make sure they have a clean environment, a safe environment. Like, bunnies can get very traumatized if they can get a lot of anxiety. And so that's when I started reading about, like, he really does need it clean. He really needs it, like, his little space. It said they needed a cage. They need a space that is, like, their space, that they can go and feel safe in there. So when they're young, they like the idea of being locked in a cage so that no one can get to them. Now that he's older, he'll just go into the bed, or he don't hide in his cage anymore. But when he was young, he liked the idea of that, like, when he was in his cage, he was safe. And then they said they need a litter box, and you need to put out a water bowl for him, and you need to, it said all these different things that, like, because we had been doing just the water, we had, like, a water bottle. He doesn't like those water bottles, so they said put out, like, a water bowl for him and stuff. He likes that better, and he uses that to bathe himself, too. But I thought you just give him, like, the water bottle, the ones for the animals that go in the cages. He don't like that one. And just little things that said, make sure he has a lot of toys. Because they said, yeah, like, bunnies are not like dogs or cats where you can kind of just, hey, who that? Promise me you'll be careful on your trip to NYC. I sure will do that. Thank you. Do a little dance. Yeah.
I'll come in and say hi.
Yeah, here we go.
Being there.
The poop is good for the yard. Yeah, I would imagine. I think it is good, the bunny poo. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. No, he goes, this is so cute. Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you. We missed you. It's so great to see you. Like, it's just nice because, like, it's nice to have, like, someone that kind of, like, cares about our family. Not that no one else does, but, like, who that really is, like, gone out of our way to just really done a lot for our family, and it just feels good. We missed you. You know, you are part of our family, so. And Nettie is, like, she loves you, you know, like, and you did so much for her with it. Yeah, like, you know, the people early on, I know we went through, there was a lot of drama, but it really did help our family, the ones that really helped in the beginning, because we really didn't have anything at the time, you know. I mean, now we're doing better, but at the time, I don't know if we could have made it, and I wasn't going to New York when I had been, but I was not going the time that we were blogging, when we first started blogging, so it really just made such a difference. I mean, all the little things, you know, any little thing that someone sent us during that time, I mean, we used, like, the cleaning products, you know, the paper towels, the toilet paper, the money, of course, the gifts, you know. Maddie's still always wearing her shirts everybody sent her and stuff. And she would have a lot less clothes, you know, if it wasn't for the channel in the beginning. And I know people don't really send us much anymore, but it really did make a difference to us. So thank you, everybody that did. We will forever are appreciative of especially our initial Healthy Family Force donors and everything, because my book that I stopped writing after people made a big stink about it, but I think it's good. It just stays that way. It's just kind of the original crew, because you guys really did help us, and you guys actually helped me not have to go to New York that one summer. What was it? 2024 was it? Yeah, was it 2024? I didn't go. Yeah, because then I went that summer, and then I went in November. Remember, but I should have gone in like July, 2024, and I didn't go because the channel. You guys, all the donations helped us be able to make it. So it really was extremely helpful, and we are forever appreciative of that. And we really love doing this channel. We get frustrated because we often make mistakes, and then we hurt the channel unintentionally. So it's frustrating, but I think we're getting better at realizing, oh, well, that you can't say things like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I have this problem because I'm very honest, that I think, like, I should be fully honest. But, you know, there is the freedom of speech, but not on every platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say certain things on certain platforms, because that's not, like, people want this freedom of speech. Yeah, but you're on someone's platform. They have rules, you know what I mean? So it's like, you have guidelines. So you can't just say whatever you want, you know. Yeah, within reason, you know. And also, it's kind of like, well, if something is so offensive, do you want to even be saying that in the first place? Like, if something that, like, you need to say that if it's, like, clearly something that's offending someone in some way. You maybe didn't realize it did, but it did, you know? Like, when I was saying dumb stuff. So,
It's a learning process.
Yeah, it's a learning process. But I didn't realize even, like, the stand-up, I was talking about that guy, Mark Maron.
That's what he said.
He's just, huh?
Remember what he said? Because remember at first you're like, forget it. If I can't have freedom of speech and say what I want to say, who just me? And then Mark was like, oh, you have freedom of speech. You just don't want to deal with the consequences.
Yeah. He says, everyone has freedom of speech. You just don't want to deal with the consequences. You just want to get rid of consequences. That's what you want to get rid of, consequences. Yeah, no, but what I was noticing with this comedian is we had seen his other stand-up, and then we actually went back to watch the original one we had seen, and it was only like 2 years ago. But he has definitely improved in just the way he speaks. That it was harder to watch his 2-year-old stand-up. And just not what he was saying, just the way he presented it. Like, he slowed down the way, like, I know I'm trying to slow down because I talk way too fast. And that's not easy for someone to listen to. So as you do any sort of public speaking in a sense, which I would guess call blogging public speaking,
I would say that's public.
then you should get better with time. You know what I mean?
Not worse.
You shouldn't get worse. You should get more used to speaking, to people and not saying offensive things ever, and not even really feeling those offensive things.
It depends if you accept the feedback or not. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have criticized you, for example, because they say that they can't understand you because you mumble, and then you accept the feedback, and now you talk more slowly. You talk more clearly, and people can understand you better. So you really
I got in the habit of mumbling because I don't like my teeth. So when I first started blogging, when we lived in the cave, we had no lights, and
oh right.
Why I mumble is because I'm covering my teeth with my lips as I speak a little bit. Because people made fun of my teeth so much, and with good lights, it's not as big a deal. But with bad lights, it looks like I'm missing a tooth. Probably. I guess I have somewhere over here.
In my case, I am missing teeth.
But it looks like I am. But it's just because the lighting catches it wrong and it's indented. But yeah, I don't have good teeth. And like right now, it looks fine because there's good lights. But with bad lights, it look really bad. I mean, they don't look great, but But when bad lights, it's really bad. And in the cave, that's all anyone would ever comment on was my teeth. So that was like the first thing I was criticized on was my teeth. And when we tried to blog, it was like, that was disgusting. Oh my God. Like every comment was about my teeth. And it just got old. So I started talking with covering my teeth, which when you cover your teeth, it kind of distorts your sound a little bit. But yeah, I guess if I get used to like doing better lighting and not worrying about my teeth, then I can speak clearer. Yeah, that's how the mumbling first started. Because I used to enunciate my words a little more. I don't want braces.
Your sister had braces.
My sister had braces when she was like in her late 20s, and
They look painful.
They looked horrid for one thing for 2 years. For 2 years, it was the worst look I'd ever seen on my sister because she had. I mean, for one thing, we have small mouths, so they have to stretch out your mouth, and they have to. And you have to do massive braces with all the rubber bands and stuff. And so my sister was like drooling like all the time. And it was like a big overbite and stuff. And then, the retainer and all that at night. And then when she was done, her mouth is so big now. Like, I don't particularly like that everyone has like a massive mouth because that's what happens. In order to fit your teeth, they have to stretch your mouth. So I have a small mouth, so my teeth don't fit, and I'm like okay with it because like my sister's smile is like massive, and she loves it because she hated her teeth. She is like she would never smile showing her teeth.
Worse than yours?
Huh?
Was yours worse than yours?
No, hers was about the same as mine. She just was like hated it her entire life. I didn't even care about my teeth. I didn't know my teeth were bad till my sister told me. She hated hers, and she was the one to tell me over and over how bad my teeth were before anyone else did. I was like, I don't have a problem with them. I think they're fine. I had no problem with my teeth up until like I got out of the Air Force, and over and over my sister was like, you better get braces, you have terrible teeth.
I cannot believe after all this time there are still haters on here trying to diss you. Screw up, people. If you don't like it, scroll up.
I know. It just
really
never
do love
ends.
you. That's the thing.
I know it's so
They're kind of
funny.
like obsessed with you.
Yeah, it's a love, hate. Love me or hate me. It's still an obsession. Love me or hate me. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because social interactions are very hard for me. And I'm watching this Big Brother. We're watching live feeds. And I just am not one of those schmoozers. I mean, I'll do it for work a little bit, but not even that much. You'd be surprised. With my job, I'm not that fake in the sense of like, I might have to a little bit tell someone what they want to hear, but I don't go too far. I'm not like over the top because I don't really like lying to someone, even if it's, in their best interest. But I'm also not I will lie if it's like something that's going to hurt their feelings, in a work setting. You know what I mean? If they ask you some things you have to, but generally I'm not just going to like make up all this stuff. Does that make sense? And some people do that. And I'm just always like, I don't know. I've just never had that. I'm not like this habitual liar, like to go like make up things. Like the only time I've lied was either to cover an addiction or to, prevent someone from getting their feelings hurt. If someone asks you something like, am I ugly? No, you're beautiful. which most people are beautiful. But I'm just saying that that's a good example of something you wouldn't want to say. You're ugly to someone, which no one's really ugly, so it's a stupid thing to say to someone, anyways. But
man, I've seen some pretty ugly people though.
But not really. Everyone can have their own little beauty.
Yeah, but they're also mean.
Well, yeah, when they're mean makes you ugly. Mean makes you ugly. Yes, but by nature we're not ugly. But yeah, but life can make us ugly. Yes. More like your character makes you ugly.
Hi, Carol.
But definitely there's some things, like in work, sometimes, are you married? I often say no to that question in my job because it's weird. But some people know, but usually I say no. But certain things, but for the majority, I don't ever just go out of my way to lie to someone or to make up lies. And so I'm watching The Big Brother, it's just weird, just watching people just lie and lie and lie. And they go so far, it's like, you don't need to take it that far if you knew you were lying. You could just, they just have no problem, and it's weird because they're doing it in front of all of America. And it's just kind of or, not all of America, whoever's watching, but it's they're proud of it in a sense. Oh, what a great liar I am. And it's just kind of I don't know. That's the one thing I really don't like about the Big Brother, U.S. Big Brother, is the amount of lying that occurs. Just the being so proud of what a great liar they are and how much they tricked other people. I'm just always it doesn't make you look like a very good person, now does it? Because they're only thinking the show. But I'm in big picture sense, it really does show the people that are the biggest a-holes. You can really it's a good way to find out employee you'd want, and that show something oh, don't ever have that person as employee or something, because you can really see their true colors come out in the show. And some of them are so proud of when they get really nasty and hateful and vengeful, and it's I don't think you should be proud of that, but all right. But yeah, I'm always a little bit intrigued with the concept of just habitual lying. I don't understand that. I don't understand being just making up something for no reason. I don't know. It's always kind of strange to me, because I usually will believe people if it's at first, until you realize they start doing it, because you just don't expect people to make up random lies. So it's always frustrating when you meet someone that lies a lot, and you just at first believe them, and you're oh wow, and then you start to be there's a lot of things that have happened to this one person or something like that, or a lot of stories, or a lot of, and then you start to, it's all true, and then you go, but why would they lie to me? Because sometimes it's not even something that even makes them look good, and people just lie, they make up stuff. I don't understand that. So when you watch the show, you see it
doesn't make sense.
You're just making up the weirdest stuff to each other, and then you're you're gonna get yourself in a pickle because you've been saying different things to all different people, and they do eventually sometimes get found out because they've been lying so much.
Do you want me to take him and go do breakfast?
Yep, I think it's time. Thank you everybody for a wonderful morning. I haven't even showered yet this morning. This was getting out of bed, and then I just put my hair in braids. So we just we didn't come on yesterday because I was working, and we were really just enjoying the day. We had a great day yesterday. So we said, let's just skip vlogging. We'll come on late night. So missed y'all though. Thank you, Hudat. We really missed you.
Come on, we're gonna make breakfast now. Go in the other room. Come on, everybody. Still morning time. We'll catch the sunrise probably in about half an hour. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right, hold on. I need to let me get sorted out here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's fire it up. Okay, I think for breakfast, Joy is going to have a burger. I think I'm having a burger too. A burgers too. We'll do organics today. Okay, just washing my hands. I'll be there in a second, guys. My hands squeaky clean. Okay. Now then. Hey. Good, good, good. How's everybody this morning? You guys hear me okay? Okay, good. Breakfast time. It gets old watching us fry meat. Imagine eating it every single day. But being a human, we have to eat every day. Waiting for the optimal temperature. Yeah. Well, what did humans do? The ones, the ones that evolved us, made our bodies the way they did. What did they do when they didn't have irrigation and farms to send them fruit in the middle of winter when you lived in Canada? What did those guys do? Right, they only ate meat, bro. And that's how we evolved. And that's why this diet works. The whole concept of eating lots of fruits and vegetables really didn't even occur to anybody until the end of slavery. Okay, let's go. And that's when Abraham Lincoln introduced what's called the USDA, the Department of Agriculture. Now, the Department of Agriculture, they're not a health-based organization. They're not concerned about health, not human health. What their goal was to teach farmers how to make their product, whether it be beef or vegetables or corn or fruit or whatever, how to make their product sell more. And so that's why they have different grades of meat. And what they found is that people tended to buy the steaks that had a bunch of what they call marbling, which is that white stuff in between. And so if you got a steak with lots of fat and marbling, they rate it higher. Well, that's not healthier. More fat is not healthier for you. So the USDA is kind of at a conflict because they're trying to sell you more food, but they're not really concerned about your health. In fact, that's why Coca-Cola didn't have alcohol, because they found the USDA was much more lenient and they would allow the cocaine as long as it's sold, whereas the Alcohol Commission would be like, no freaking way are you putting cocaine in alcohol. So they went to the USDA instead. And the USDA was like, sure, as long as it sells and as long as it's produce, we're all cool with it. And cocaine was produce, so it was it's a part of history that you have to kind of look up, deal with it. Right, and those prime choices, those all have to be with like tenderness and the select, and how. So the worse the meat, the tougher the meat. We do organics here. And these will be for Joy. We do organic beef. So when you do the organic beef, they have a different rating system. So the organic beef, oh yeah, it's too hot, thanks. So the organic beef, basically, like if you ever look at like an organic steak, they don't rate it like, is it prime, is it select, is it whatever the different ratings are, because it's organics. So the USDA is looking for something else in that situation. You won't address the dumb people in the chat? Well, here's the thing about dumb people. Often, dumb people don't realize they're dumb. But they think everyone else is. It's a really weird phenomenon. It's actually good for you. Fat doesn't make you fat. Carbs and sugar do. Yeah, that's true. The fat content is no more than 8 healthy fats and brain fat. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I think so. Eating meat is new in religion. Really? I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure I saw that show. What's it called? Quest for Fire. Have you ever seen Quest for Fire? Quest for Fire, man, it didn't look like they were baking a lot of bread. And it didn't look like anybody was farming. But, you know, hey, what is history now? I want to make Annette steak now. Yeah, let's make her this one here. Make her a nice T-bone. Just for Nettie Bear. I think this is still very good. It said sell by August 23rd. Today is the 25th. And if it says sell by the 23rd, that means they're keeping it on the shelf until the 23rd. So you can buy it. It should be good. I heard it's supposed to be good up to 9 days past that date. I don't know if I would test that, but I know it'd be good at least 2 days. Because you got to be able to take it off the shelf and take it home, you know. Can't buy it and have it be bad. Gloria's doing great. Hey KC, what's up? I know grill would be. I'd love to have a grill. We do this special diet that Joy put me on, and it helped me to lose like 140 pounds. So that's why. So we found, like what Hudat was saying, is like that you don't get fat from meat and fats. You get fat from the sugar and the carbs. Ignore you have no clue what you're talking about. Okay, well, a person who says that usually knows what they're talking about, because the fact that you say you don't know what you're talking about says you know that you don't know, which means that you're open to learning shit. Which means, I mean, people that are open to learning shit tend to be not, okay, if you're open to learning, you tend not to be, oh wait, what do I need here? Hi Robin, Rich, will you link the pants you got for Annette? Yeah, sure, I'll put it on the Discord. Are you in our Discord, Robin? If you haven't joined our Discord, guys, join our Discord. Okay, these are for Joy. So have that. What do you guys have for breakfast in the morning? I don't know anything about this guy, but hey, Nick. Right on, bro. Right on. Well, here's the vibe, man. It's just teaching you things that you thought were conventionally known, like that were like just common knowledge, and saying, you know what? No, actually, that's not entirely 100% true. In fact, you could do something totally different what you're not supposed to do, and it works out just fine. And then you start to wonder, like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm running out of space on my grill, my pan. So hold on. This guy's got to flip this way. Got to do some creative stacking. They bake, but not all the time. Yeah. How many people are eating? 3. This is for 3 people here. But yeah, we do eat. Joy will eat a pound of beef, I eat a pound of beef, and I'll give Annette a steak. And then, because, you know, we're not crazy, like Gloria likes other things. She likes fruit, cookies. She's not supposed to have this stuff, but she likes it. Breads and, you know, things like that. So we have that. But what we have, this is our chip section over here. We have our chips. We've got, these are really good for, like hummus. These are really good for like spinach dip. This is obviously for salsa. And then these you don't really need any dip at all. They're already flavored. So they should probably, Gloria will probably want one of these this morning, I think. Put it out. This is the bread. Okay, back to this. Cross-contamination. You would not believe the amount of contamination. God. I need a little salt and seasoning on these. We primarily use simply organic spices. Ginger. And then sometimes we use these parsley things here. So, did your mom have short hair or long hair, bro? And if she had long hair, when she was like cooking you guys breakfast, did she put on a hairnet? I mean, that's kind of weird to make your mom do that. I mean, I think you don't understand. This is TV. You're not actually going to eat this. You can't eat this. This isn't for you. I'm not doing this for the public. This is a TV show. John Tafford is kissing his mind. John, are you talking about John Tafford, the bar guy? Man, I'd love to meet that guy. That guy lives in Vegas. I've got some ideas for him. She used a brush. Really? A toothbrush or a regular brush? So this is lower quality. No, this is not lower quality. What do you mean lower quality? We're broadcasting in 1080. This is not lower quality at all. This is 1080 high resolution. Why is there so much snark? Are you talking about, I mean, that is a philosophical question, my friend. I mean, that could be the title of a book, it could be the title of a song. I mean, they've been pondering that for centuries. Why is there so much snark in the world? Reno Public TV, that would be awesome. If we could get some public access to Reno Public Access, Mark Fusion would lose his shorts on that. Hey guys, hey Sir Mix-a-Lot, hit the likes, bro, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Oh, I'm so glad Hudak came in this morning. That was great. Not necessarily just the quality of, not necessarily sleepy. Seriously, you are sleepy. You didn't pick up my sarcasm on that? Reno 911 is probably one of the funniest shows. Napstar, I agree. Hudak, how do you feel about Reno 911? How accurate is that show? Hudak used to work for corrections, LVMPD, and work security as well. I do think you have a cool vibe, but you must have done a lot of LSD. Dude, I wish I had done more. The thing is, I did it once when I was 19, and it tripped me out so bad. Like, literally, I had short hair one day, and the next day, like this. And then, like, next 30 years, everybody's like, dude, did you ever done acid? I was like, fuck. Like, one time. Yeah, Reno 911 is hilarious. Those guys are genius. Those guys are geniuses over there, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna run this over to Joy. Hold on, guys. Uh-oh. Here you go. Breakfast.
Yay, thank you.
All right, so what do we got here? All right. Oh. Yeah. Who did I think nailed it on the head? She said, oh wait, here, show them what you do. She likes the lots of this, but I put that on there already.
Oh, did you?
But not after.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No, we don't use a thermometer for ground beef. Or yeah. If you've made as many burgers as I have over the last like 5 years, you don't need one of these anymore. I can pretty much do the steaks and burgers in my sleep. And a roast pretty close too. I've just done this so many times. Time to flips. Time to flips. Time to, whoop, nope. Time to flip. Take, that was for Annette, we'll give that to her. And these are mine. I'm gonna add a little more spices, I think. All right. All right. We are cooking. Anybody here ever work in a restaurant? You know, I grew up in restaurants. My dad did restaurants. That's what we did. So we were always eating in restaurants. My first job wasn't in a restaurant actually, but by the time I turned 14, my jobs were in restaurants. The heat is kind of hot. It is, yeah. I thought the same thing. A little on the higher edge. Yeah, I agree. You must always use a No, you don't need a thermometer every single time. And every chef carries one. Bro, do I look like a chef to you? I mean, I'm making dinner. I'm making breakfast. Casey, what kind of Indian chef cooks for you? Indian? Huh. You just said you worked in a restaurant. Yeah, but I never said I was a chef. I was a bartender. And before that, I was a dishwasher and I was a waiter. Yeah, the only time I've ever worked the line was in a deli. But that was just fried chicken, deep fried chicken, in deli sandwiches. Oh my God, I cut my thumb on the slicer. Well, I was like in high school. And you know those meat slicers? And they were like, you got to go all. They're such sticklers about taking the meat all the way down. Well, I took it so far down, it took my thumb off. Ended up in the hospital. You guys know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen those meat slicers? Ugh. Thanks for reminding me about that. I was a totally forgotten memory. Jeez, oh man. I did not go back to that place to work. All right. I'm gonna let this chill here for a second. It's so hot. Then we'll deal with it later. Okay. I'm gonna do this for Annette. When she gets up, she will enjoy this. This will be for Nettie when she gets up. So she'll wake up. She can have that for breakfast. Oops. Thank you so much for the donation, Hudat. Really appreciate it. I prepare all my sister's meals. And a lot of Gloria's, mostly Gloria's, and Gloria's too. leave the T-bone here. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. There. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Let's go check out the sunrise. Come on, guys. Okay. Oh, yeah. Starting to come. Look at that. Whoa, look at the planets. Do you guys see that? Can you guys see those planets? There's one right there. Let's see. Let's see if I can zoom in. You guys see them? There's one. And there's another one. I mean, there's more. Because they fall in a line. That's one there, and there's another one. That's crazy. Is that red? I think, does that look red to you, this one? Because if that's red, that is Mars. I think that's Mars. And this one over here, I have an app. Let's find out. Let's not misinform people here. But we will catch the sunrise. That is, just so you know where we're at. Let's see. All right. Wow. What a great morning. You guys, this is incredible. It's an absolutely incredible morning. We have a sunrise coming up over here. We've got the planets over there. That is awesome. All right. Let's enjoy the sunrise, guys. Wow. You going in for a root canal? I've had those. It's not as bad as you think. You really can't judge people based solely on their teeth. Huh. You know, though? Whoa. They do use your dental records to judge you if you're at the scene of a crime, though, don't they? We are just specks in the universe, aren't we? The sprinklers are coming on. Good morning, HFF. Good morning, Van John. It is a good morning today. We should get some nunchucks out here. Cool, man. The sun's coming up though. I just wanted to make sure. So that's done. That's on its way. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I sure will. Thank you. Hello, everybody out there in TV land. You're welcome.
Did you make your burgers?
I did. I left them out there though. I forgot. I'll get them in a second. Hey, Joanna. Imagine how beautiful the sky would look without all that light pollution. Well, you know, we are in Vegas. Honestly, you know, I don't know. For those that don't know what it's like living in Vegas, when I showed you that strip and the lights down there, that's like an island. That's all there is. If you go like 20 minutes in any direction, there won't be any light pollution. There's nothing. It's just it's Bureau of Land Management land. There's nothing out there. So this little beacon of light out here is like an oasis. It's really weird that, I mean, Vegas is such a weird place. Really strange how it all came together.
Explain to them how much less light there is now. It used to be on shit too.
Less people, not TV rich. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, what do you call TV? Do you count? Let's say, the HG Pro TV. Do you count that channel as TV? Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of shows there at 3 a.m. don't get as many views as we're going to get today. I'm almost positive. That's why they put infomercials on at 3 a.m. Because nobody's watching TV. So I'm not sure if TV has more views than social media these days.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think like a video social media.
I think if anything, they're scared they're going to lose to YouTube. I think that's their biggest fear, that what happens if people literally stop watching TV altogether. And from what I can tell, it seems like YouTube didn't go out and like get like a tower and broadcast things, start broadcasting everywhere. It looked more like CBS, ABC, and NBC all got YouTube-like apps to go on your phone.
You know what's funny? Whenever I hear a YouTube ad in the movies, I'm kind of like, we're winning. It's like the stars are having to talk about YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's like their competition.
Yeah.
YouTube puts ads in the movies sometimes, so they have to.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, well, what?
Having to talk about their competition.
Well, here's the way it works. It's like, it's not so. Okay. Do you ever see the commercial, the Norelco commercials? There was a commercial where, and it's so true, and this is the way it works. It's a picture of a guy, and he's shaving in his office with an electric razor. And he's in his office, and he's like, this is one of the best razors. It's so amazing. I love it. I use it to work. In fact, I loved it so much, I bought the whole company. And that was the whole ad. You guys remember that ad? Anyway, the point being is that they don't, if there's something that, like, let's say if you make something that takes down Goliath ain't coming down. What Goliath will do is he will buy you. He will buy your company. So that's really what kind of happens. So they don't lose, is my point. They never lose. So Google owns YouTube, but can you imagine what happened to what was it? MySpace. Do you guys remember what happened to MySpace?
Oh yeah, didn't Justin Timberlake buy it?
Eventually, well, MySpace would be a perfect example because Google jumped on YouTube, right? Fox, Murdoch, Fox News. They thought, like, well, we have to get on this YouTube, we have to get on this thing too. So they bought MySpace for $600 million. Right. Which everyone thought was like really cheap and it was a great deal. So they got out for like $600 million. But then because Fox owned it, that kicked off Facebook. Everybody migrated from MySpace to another platform. All of these other platforms kicked off. And then finally, Fox finally sold MySpace to Justin Timberlake for $34 million, which sounds like a lot of money. But it's not a lot of money if you paid 600 million. You're like, shit. You'd be like, damn. Yeah. It's like, can you imagine buying like I don't know, like a jet ski, right? You wanted the best jet ski you could possibly get. And they said, here, this is it. $6,000 and it's yours. Sweet. $6,000. I'm the coolest guy ever. And then literally like a year later, you have to sell that $6,000 jet ski to Justin Timberlake for $340. I mean, would you think that's a good deal?
But Justin Timberlake didn't even get a good deal because that thing went nowhere.
Yeah.
That thing was done.
Yeah, exactly.
Done.
I think I'm going to do a little of this, maybe. Why not? Why not? Hey, Napstar. Hey, Napstar, are you the same Napstar that hangs out in our Discord? I think you are. I recognize the artwork. What's up, dude? Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, you know, I mean, listen, the fact that I even have a Discord, you know, my friends, if I told them I was on Discord, they would ask me, they wouldn't even know what the hell I was talking about.
They wouldn't know what language you were speaking.
They wouldn't even know what I was, they'd be like, what? And then if I tried to explain it to them, they'd be why, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I mean, I know it's not like as active as some of the other things, but for me, it's perfect because it's like, I mean, it was more active, and then people. It was like a lot of negative. When things get somebody's asking like, "What's with all the snarkiness?" But when our things get active, it's not like people are throwing roses, and I don't really see that in other rooms either. I don't see everybody just gushing over people in these Discord rooms. You're doing this for you. Well, yeah. Well, not really. I mean, if I was doing what I wanted to be doing, I mean, well. I couldn't be on YouTube right now because, you know, I mean, it's just some things just are different. I'm in your Discord and I have my own. Oh, hi. Yeah, Keith Vaughn does. Keith Vaughn is very positive. Keith Vaughn keeps our Discord positive. Thank you. I don't mean to disregard the positive people. I was talking about earlier on. Hey guys, thanks for hitting those likes. Personally, I think Discord is stupid. I don't use it, but that's just my opinion. Well, Discord is good because it's, from a creator perspective, the idea is that you get all the people here that are watching our streams. But let's say if I want to tell you guys something really quick, or I want to let you know a stream's coming up, you know. YouTube is great for doing the streams, but as far as like quick little like, hey, here's what's going on. That's not their domain. You know, it's more like it's a different thing. It's kind of like YouTube is like the office, like that's our whole platform, and then Discord is like our telephone. It's like it's telephone in the room, you know. Oh, I know. I'm not a creator at all. I'm just saying, for people that are creators, that this is a great tool for them. Not me. I wasn't referring to myself, of course. I was referring to any of you guys out there because I know Keith Vaughn has a Discord. I think wasn't I talking to Keith? Oh, I don't even think I was talking to you. Good trouble. I was talking to Keith. Keith was saying he has a Discord, and I was like, yeah, Keith is a great. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Keith's channel, please do. Positive vibes come from that guy on a daily basis. If you're feeling down, you're feeling out, don't worry. Keith Vaughn's got the answer. I'm not kidding. Go visit his room. And your life will improve. If it doesn't, listen, I'll tell you what, go subscribe to his channel. Check out his videos every day for 30 days. After 30 days, if you are not 100% convinced that your life is not better, you can unsubscribe. Free of charge. However, if your life does improve, you can still unsubscribe. But then, well, no. But you can unsubscribe, or you can stay on and just be like, hey, let's keep the positive vibes going. Joanna, you are making yourself look so ridiculous by not letting this stuff go. What stuff were we not letting go today? And just so you know, my biggest fear is not looking ridiculous. My biggest fear is not, I've kind of matured past that, if it makes any sense to you. I realize for most people, in fact, Joanna, I will bet you dimes to donuts, and I'm not sure which one costs more anymore, but dimes to donuts, that if I sent you an invitation link to come on stream, that you would not come up here because you're afraid of looking ridiculous. You won't say that. You'll say other reasons. You'll say, I won't come up there because I don't want to be up there with Jedi Rich. He's blah, blah, blah. You have all these other reasons, but deep down inside, you'll know it's because you're afraid. And that's okay. I understand. And that's why we have the Healthy Family Force. Because we were afraid too, but once we dumped the fear and traded it in for something more positive, we became healthier. And we became a family. And with a healthy family, it's a very strong force that you can't break. No matter what. And that's not an opinion. This is the research experiment right now. You want research on what I'm saying? This is it. You're watching it. You can go back, you can cherry pick stuff over the last 10 years, say, oh, this isn't that. But it's all consistent with joy. It's all consistent with our family. One channel. No, sorry, I was trying to see. Listen, I want to be one of these guys that just always knows what to say. You know what I mean? And then they're talking. There's no ums. And then at the end, they have like some really cool catchphrase, like one channel, one message, one love, the Healthy Family Force, which is not really us because we have several channels. But I was just thinking, man, that would be so cool if I. So this is what we eat every single day. It's a fact until you disprove it. Maybe in countries that don't have like a judicial system that respects the concept of innocent until you prove you're guilty, that might be true. But no, you have to prove it first, and then that meat looks delicious. No, I made breakfast. Right now, wifey is just ate breakfast, and now she is cleaning the dishes. She's doing the dishes right now. Keith, it depends how much leverage we apply. Peace, love, and tranquilize. Hey, Mango, you're funny. Yeah. So I heard they're getting rid of all the LGBTQ color, like all the like rainbow colors sidewalks in Florida by a federal court order. Do you know what I'm talking about? In Florida, they have all the rainbow. I didn't know this. It wouldn't bother me that there were, but they have all these rainbow, and they're removing them today. I heard. I thought, and they replaced them with white and black. And while that's cool, it looks like everywhere else. But it's like when it was like more colorful, it was like, wow, how cool and unique, you know? Joanna, I remember you. Listen, okay. Your fear, He-Man, apologies. I don't mean to put so much emphasis on Joanna, but she's really craving it today. She's really craving it, so let's give it to her. You are caught in a dichotomy. You are split because you have this huge, enormous ego that needs to be recognized, and that's okay. That's not a criticism. That is a human asset. I mean, you can say the same thing about Taylor Swift and Britney Spears. Does that make it bad? Well, in Britney Spears' case, maybe, but in Taylor's, no. You know, so it's not a bad trait. It's how you use it. So you have this huge, huge ego that has this desire to be heard, desire to be noticed, and this attention. Okay. Because you're afraid of looking ridiculous when you let people know who you really are.
So you don't want to come up here and talk to me. It's much easier to hide back there and just say like nasty, mean things and point things at me, deflect. You think you're deflecting, but really all the attention, you're screaming for attention. And that's okay. Listen, I get it. I get it. It's a lonely, cruel, snarky world. And I've contributed to that. But I'm doing my best today to try to rectify that situation, however I may do it. Whether it's like making breakfast for my wife or whether it's just talking to you, Joanna. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it perfect every time. I mean, I am not Steve Wynn. I mean, that guy could not miss. Until he finally blew it. But, anyways. Yeah, we sure do, man. I know. I've got a lawsuit on that Porsche, too. You know the story? I got to post that video one of these days for you guys. You guys want to hear the Porsche story? It's pretty funny. It's funny only because... Okay, at the time it wasn't funny because we just lost $10,000. We gave $10,000 to a mechanic to fix it, and I took it to our other mechanic who has this really strong, what is it, Bosnian accent or something maybe? I don't know what it is. Maybe I can't remember. I'd have to ask Joy what kind of accent he has. And he's like, and you know, mechanics are really like competitive. So he's like, what the man. And he's like, he just kept going over it, man. I don't know what to tell you, man, but you got jacked, man. I don't know, man. You got jacked. He just goes over, and I got the video. It's funny that way because he like points out, he's like, look, do you see this here? And you actually learn quite a bit about the Porsche engine. You kind of, because he's like showing you, like he can see. He's like, if they're supposed to replace the fuel pump, I can see right here. This is where this goes, and this goes here, and he's showing that. And he's like, he's so funny. I don't know. It's like this dry. He's not trying to be funny. But they did such a bad job, and he's such disbelief by it, that he's just naturally funny. And I haven't posted it because I figured, Richard, you have posted? Oh, I did. Did I post it already? I don't remember. Oh, so you guys already heard it? Oh, shit. What did you hear, He-Man? Fill me in, man. Look, I've got like 10,000 videos out there. I apologize. I don't have any management team. I don't have anybody coordinating shit. So I have no idea which video the Porsche one was about. Now, so he just doesn't know content in any circumstance. Pretty much. I'm just learning, bro. I'm just learning the whole thing. You know, when I was growing up, Sleepy, this job, this whole concept of the word content, that didn't even exist. I mean, it's not even like it was like, hey man, someday I want to be a rock star, so I better learn guitar. Oh, I can't play guitar. I can't be. No, it's like it wasn't even here. There was no platform. It wasn't even. The idea wasn't even. I mean, it's just weird how everything's shifted. It was about a year ago. Okay, well, maybe for the new people, I'll do it then. What did it say? What? Okay. What did you see? Did you hear the mechanic talking in that one, He-Man? Hi, babe. How's the kitchen? Thank you. Oh, is the sun coming up now?
Oh, yeah.
You ready to go do some nunchucks?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Joy's going to do some nunchucks, guys. I'm going to eat my breakfast. I'm going to do some push-ups with you.
Yeah, I'll do some push-ups and nunchucks and then I'll probably... Hi, Cameron. What do you need, Mama? Yeah.
Hey, G-Love. Well, actually, that is true. Innocent until proven guilty is 100% fact versus fiction. Because the first thing, okay, I'm a detective, hot on the trail. And I know that in my heart, I know Joy is the one behind all this craziness. I know it. I just know it. Right? So, you have to prove that what he's saying is true, that it's a fact that Joy's behind it. You have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. Otherwise, it's just his opinion. It's just a hunch. It's fiction. So yeah, you do have to prove it. No, this is not about you. This is about in general. I just use you as an example because you're the first person I saw.
It keeps coming off the back of the camera. That doesn't stay on.
I took it off today because leave it off because it was blocking the light.
It messes up my photos.
Yeah, it messed up the
Be
phone.
careful.
Yeah.
I always put it in my purse. Oh, I have that.
Well, here's an interesting concept, right? 8 years ago, in this state, this was a felony. But then they ran out of money because the gambling was going away. Now it's perfectly legal. And it pays for the schools. So, what does that tell you about laws? Especially when they're concerned about public safety. Well, sometimes you have to really question them. Here you go. Yeah, let's go do some nunchucks and push-ups. That sounds like a great morning. You guys down for some nunchucks and push-ups? Come on, guys, let's look at this sunrise. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? What do you think? It's a fiery morning. Man, I'm trying to get it for you on your phone. It's tough. It's tough. It is tough.
Wow, it's beautiful out here. Everybody, I'm going out on a... This is fabulous. My nunchucks and everything. Wow. It's gorgeous out here. Okay, let me bring it down a little bit. It's dark, but it's getting light. So it should work out, because look at that. Oh, look at that sunrise. Vegas has some of the best sunrises. All right. I want to do some push-ups. Let's do some push-ups first. But I don't want you guys to lose your sunrise view. So I'm going to pull it back like this. Let's see, we zoomed in. Oops. Oh. Okay, so you're going to just kind of watch me like this and watch the nice sunrise at the same time. There we go. I'm going to do some push-ups right here. Hopefully I can do them good. This is, oh yeah, but I want them to not miss their nice sunrise. Yeah. I always start with the push-ups because I get too tired if I try to do push-ups after nunchucks. Even though, oh, yeah, there's those little sprinklers that aren't watering anything. I covered all the plants, but I still got the sprinklers going. It's just wasting water back here. It's not us, it's the HOA has to come do that. All right. I'm just gonna try to do 20 push-ups here. I want to make sure I have enough room here. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, I'm getting my strength back a bit. It's starting to come back, I feel it. It's not that I feel I have a ton of energy, but once I start doing them, I just feel a little better, but it's not there yet fully. But it is day, what is it, day 13? Oh yeah, day 13, no alcohol, 10 days to New York. Did I say that wrong earlier? It's day 13, no alcohol, if I'm right. It was, last time I drank was Tuesday the 12th. What is today? I think it's 13 days. And then 10 days to New York. I leave September 4th. So, I'll get confused with the date sometimes. Oh, it's such a nice morning out here. All right, let me do some nunchucks. It's just so beautiful. I'm so enjoying this. I'm probably just, excuse me, I might stay out here a minute afterwards because it's just so nice. So yeah, I changed back into this is what I wear all the time. This little black top. It's so comfortable. And it's in Vegas when it's hot, it really breathes. And so I only put on different things for the blog, but I never change my shorts. I mean, I do. They're clean every day. I wash them, but I have two, so I switch them out. But I'll just start laundry actually and wash the other ones. And these ones, I actually have three, so I wash two at the same time. I don't like the third pair. So Richard tried to order me some pajamas, but they sent the wrong ones, so it's not like the photo. Totally the wrong one, so, ow. So I was so bummed because the ones that he ordered are really cool and I was gonna wear those today. He was all excited to give them to me, but then it was the wrong ones and the ones they sent were really bad. Well, they were way too skimpy. Cause he got me the ones that just a button up shirt with the shorts, you know? I like those ones, you know? Those little kind of collared shirt ones, you know? But that's not what they sent. They sent this spaghetti strap thing that was basically the shorts were smaller than most underwear. I was like, I don't think I wear this on the blog. I was I thought I didn't realize it was the wrong one when he got it. And he was he didn't even realize it because he forgets. And then he's oh, that's not the right thing I ordered. I was I think it's gonna be a little too skimpy. It was so silly too because I had my underwear on and it was smaller than my underwear. So my underwear was just hanging out the back. I was well, this isn't gonna work. It had the cut where it was my entire underwear was showing in the back. I was I don't know how these are shorts. So we returned those yesterday, and they were sending the replacements. Hopefully they send the right ones. Because the ones he ordered are really cute. They're shorts and the little collared shirt, the button-up collared shirt. Super cute. I love those kind of pajamas. So hopefully those. I think it's supposed to come today. And then he said he got me another surprise my trip something. My trip. So Richard, I don't like him getting me stuff, but because I don't like spending money. I don't usually need things, but when I go to New York, it is helpful to get a couple things. Especially he got me a really nice pair of pants. They're black. They're like jeans, but they're black, you know, what do you call it? Black jeans. Really nice pair. They're the high-waisted flare ones. So it's interesting because I'm realizing your size is much smaller now because they're going off of such a, I don't know, they must be measuring them. So I've never worn this waist size of pants, but then I didn't think they were going to fit because they look so small, but that's because they're going way up here. You know, that's where they stop is almost to your boobs. Oh, I guess right there I am smaller. Because when I was younger, we wore the pants down here. So these pants now, they're tiny little waist. I was I'm not going to fit in that. And then I was oh, I do. They're the stretchy ones, but it's you do because it's going to the smaller part, you know, up here. It's not really your waist. Isn't your waist? I don't know. Whatever. Don't matter to me. I was this isn't my size because it had the inches. That's not going to fit, but then they really did because I was oh, I'm used to, I guess they measure somewhere else. The pants I used to wear. So, they're really cool. I like them. I'm going to wear them on the plane. And I'm excited to go to New York. 10 days, yes. So I only have one more weekend in Vegas. So this will be, this coming weekend is my last weekend, and then the next weekend I'll be in New York because I'll leave on Thursday. So yeah, crazy. So do one more Friday dancing with the ladies, and what else? We have actually a lot of stuff we have to do this week. We have Gloria has another doctor's appointment. Richard has an eye doctor appointment. Gloria actually just went to her eye doctor appointment. Richard's gonna try and get everyone glasses this time when I'm in New York, because we have everyone's prescriptions. We just need to see if some of the insurances cover the glasses. We're trying to get that figured out, but otherwise we'll just buy them all from the Zenny. It's not very cheap, you know. It looks like it's gonna be cheap. It says like, oh, the frame's only, you know, $20, but by the time you're done with the glasses, usually like at least $100 for a pair of glasses at any of these things, if they're prescription, you know, which is not a problem. We really want to get everybody new glasses, so I think that's going to be one of our things. Annette just got new shoes. She loves them. And Richard got Annette a bunch of new pants. She has like 3 new pair of pants. One of them are black jeans, and then 2 other jeans. They're really nice. They all look really good on her, like these dark jeans. They're like fabulous. She loves them. She really, like, her style has just like been really coming together. Like, she's looking really good. With her new shoes, I don't know if you guys saw the shirt with the black and white Adidas shoes, those platform sneakers. She looks so cute. And then her new white shirt. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of her. And she's been going and getting her own cigarettes. We gave her $40 yesterday, and we told her to buy 3 packs, and then, you know, the rest of the money she can go do whatever she wants. And so she does. She'll go get herself like a coffee, or she'll go to Walgreens and buy little things. It's funny things she'll buy. She used to buy the off spray when we first were here. She would go to Walgreens and she would buy herself the off spray, but that was because there was the bed bug problem and stuff, and it was just funny the things she'll buy. Now she doesn't buy that, but she bought bar soap, which we had bar soap, and she bought bar soap. So I was like, cool, let her pick out whichever bar soap she wants. And you know, I don't know what else she got, because, you know, we don't really, like, I'll go in Annette's room and try to tidy up. I don't like go like search through her stuff, because that's her room and her privacy and her purse and things. So, but I'll just notice things when I'm tidying up. Like, I'm like, oh, I've never seen that soap before, and I must have got it. So that's kind of, but we try not to kind of get in her business too much, you know. Let her have her privacy. So I was doing a little bit of Netflix this morning. Not very much, but it's a great way to get your heart going in the morning. Heart rate up and your metabolism going. You might not know how to do nunchucks. I don't know how to do them. Well, then just get some foam ones. You order them. I don't know where you order them. Rich has always ordered them. We first got them actually at a local smoke shop, the foam ones. And Richard was like, we just learn how to do nunchucks. And the foam ones are the way you start, because otherwise you're really going to hurt yourself. So you start with soft ones, and then you hit yourself a million times, and then you get used to it. And then, like, I went from soft ones to light up ones. I was doing the MFC for a minute. I did MFC for like a month and hated it. And I did this Wonder Woman thing with nunchucks, and they were light up ones, and they were like red and blue. And they're really cool, but they only worked once in a while, and it was so annoying. They were supposed to light up every time you did this. They were supposed to like keep lighting up, but they always went out. But those ones were like hard plastic, and the problem with those is you'd hit them together. I think that's probably why they wouldn't work, because then you'd break the lights. But those ones were a little bit harder. So I remember I hit myself several times with those plastic ones. And then Richard got these like really hard rubber ones, like these black hard rubber ones. Those ones are a doozy. We got some bruises from that one. Like you definitely bruise yourself a bit in the beginning. And then we finally got these bamboo ones. These are hard bamboo. I also had one other set that we've had a lot of nunchucks, and these are not this is like our 4th pair of bamboo ones. But I had this one. It was beautiful. It was some kind of wood but they had carved into it. So like the nunchuck was no longer like a full nunchuck. It was like had carvings in it and stuff. So it was very light. So these are like heavy and like dense. So those ones were good to kind of start before. I did those ones for a while actually before I went to these ones. Richard right away went to like the harder ones. It took me a minute because I just didn't want to get like you hurt myself. And you only really do it in the beginning, but like if you do it too long, like if you get tired, you will. Like it's something you can't really push yourself too much. You can for a minute, but then you're like, no, it'll tell you you're not, or you'll just keep hitting yourself. So it's kind of cool. And you only have to do like a little bit of a workout, and it feels great. And all I do is I just do the figure eights, whatever call those, and just with two. It just makes it more of a workout to do the two. At first we only had one nunchuck too. We didn't always do the two. No, actually we did the two pretty early on. I was gonna say, I did the two pretty early on. Actually, take that back. So as I forget our history. Me and Rich have been together for 13 years, so we've done a lot of things. And that's what people like think like this is in any way weirder or different. I mean, it's like, no, I mean, it's just me being gone so long and so often is different, but you know, everything else, we've been doing this a long time together, so it doesn't really affect us like that anymore. Nor did it ever really. But of course in the beginning, you have to get used to things, you know, like I remember Richard was always way more nervous when I first started working, you know, every time I go to a call. But we've been doing it a really long time, so, and he knows I'm smart. And even if I'm drinking, I don't drink much with clients, like even if I'm drinking. So it's like, I'm never gonna get like drunk with a client. Not anymore, I used to, yeah. But no, that's something like, here's anything, I know I've been saying this and I feel like people think oh, you're full of crap, or it's just like, why not stop now? But I am gonna stop at the end of the year. Like, I'm committed to that. Like, if I'm drinking in 2026, I'm gonna be insanely mad at myself, and you guys should all be mad at me too. So, 2025, and like I said, it'll only be this trip and the next, if that. Maybe not even. But, I have noticed as I've gotten older, I don't drink like I did when I was young. Even the times I've gotten drunk, it was just like I don't go out with this like intention of like getting wasted. You know, I'm just sitting there and I'm having like a little too many ciders, and then I do get drunk. But it's not. When I was young, the whole mission was to just go get wasted. Like, let's just get really drunk, and that's never my goal anymore. And so the less I kind of like have that like thing of what I did when I was young, the less it's even that attractive to me, because I'm not really like this casual drinker person. But like that's what I'm saying, in New York, it kind of like for some reason fits when you're there, because I'm kind of like staying in my hotel and having like a little cider. Like I kind of enjoy that, but I don't enjoy enough to keep dealing with this for the rest of my life. Does that make sense? So it's like, I'm gonna be done with this little like have my little cider in my room kind of thing, you know, definitely by the end of the year. So you guys can hold me to that. All right, Richie, you gotta hold me to that.
Okay, Mom.
2026,
Yeah, I like
no
that.
more alcohol like ever again. Like I don't want to ever drink again.
You want to be
Yeah, because you know we thought that for many years that we never would, and then you know now you know I've gone through this, and I wouldn't.
You can put plants right here.
I know, but this is actually the common area, so technically this area they provide the landscaping for. The area, our patio is our area that we could plant in the patio if we wanted. No, but the plants are actually all common area. So they come and they take care of these plants. They cut them. But unfortunately, there used to be more, and there used to be grass. So now there's like sprinklers that are watering nothing, and they just come on every morning and water the rocks. So we're like, that just seems like a waste of water in Las Vegas. So, but it's been that way for like 2 years now that we've been here, because they removed the grass, I think in like 2019, I want to say, It was before we moved in, but when we used to visit, there was grass here. I remember the first time I ever came here. It was really nice. I think I only really ever sat out here once because maybe twice. But like even when we used to visit, it was always pretty messy. But Gloria would try to, clean the living room and the kitchen a bit before we came over. But all of the rest is like there was always kind of like chaos out here. Just tons of crap back here. Because she just had stuff everywhere. It's just good. The hoarder, she just like it's just stuff everywhere, Anyways, so don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, end of that. But I am. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to New York. Though I really am. Oh yeah, so yeah, the drinking. That's what we're talking about. So yeah, I really want to. That's my goal. Like no more drinking in 2026. So I'm gonna hold with that because I'm really good about doing things once I decide I want to. Like, I haven't decided I want to like not drink this trip. That's the only reason why I'm like if I decided if I go I don't want to drink, like then I wouldn't. And that's how easy it is. But I'm like, I kind of want to. That's the bad thing. Because I've kind of like given myself like just a little bit. Because we had like me and Richard for years have had like a joy no drinking policy because I can't handle it, and that was like a solid thing we held with like for many years, at times where it would just be like, no, you don't drink kind of thing, because I am a terrible drunk. In the past I'd always been, and still not great, but I'm getting better. But I was cool with like never drinking again in my entire life. And then that one trip in New York, in the November trip, I just decided to drink, and I remember being kind of really worried, worried Richard was going to get mad, worried things were going to go really bad, and we've gone through this journey over the last, since then, not that, I've drank like every couple of months since then, and it's kind of like, feels like it's just kind of like done, like it's like, it was like this 1 year kind of like journey. And then I'm like, it's just, like I said, it's just not something, like, I don't want to be a drinker the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to be someone that, like, has a cocktail every night or has a cider every night. It's just not something, it was just some, like, little phase because I went through. And I'm kind of glad I got to do it because I think I never really got to be, like, an adult drinker. You know what I mean? Because, like, my mom died when I was 20, and then I got a DUI when I was 22. And so for, like, 5 years, I was, like, sober. 4 or 5 years, and then I, drank a lot in Panama, but we were just kind of like wacky. Like I was out of control because I was just, my emotions were so out of control because I hadn't really dealt with some of my mom. So now at 40, 20 years after my mom died, I think I just kind of wanted like to be able to just sit there and like have a drink if I wanted to, you know what I mean, and just say, can I do this? And I feel like I can. But I just don't really want to, you know what I mean? Like, long term, it's just not, it's like, okay, it is what it is. I don't like what it does to my body. I don't like what it does to my stomach, like, as my stomach hurts. I don't like how dumb I act, I don't like what it does to my skin and hair and nails and stuff. You can literally see everything just not as nice as soon as you start drinking. So, yeah, but I feel like, you know what, I'm going to give myself the freedom of if I wanted these last 2 trips and then it'll just be done,
Vegas, tourism down?
Oh, tourism is. Yeah. It's so funny because people are just thinking that they're just now realizing this. I'm like, I've been saying this since 2019. Actually, 2020 primarily, but even. Actually, I was saying it before then because we were saying even after Mandalay Bay, we're like, things are not great. And then it started to pick up. So that was 2017 when we first started barking about Vegas. And then 2020, I was the one saying it'll never come back. You can't close the casinos for 78 days. You can't do that. And think that Vegas is going to survive. And you can't kick out all the tourists and send them to the airport when there's a pandemic and think that that's like going to make people want to come back. And then when they did come back, you didn't treat them well. You gouged them even more than before because it's new owners, so they're trying to get like, they had to buy these casinos. They bought them on the cheap, but still they're trying to make them profitable on some level for them. And the reason why they were selling is because they were not profitable. I mean, people didn't know that Vegas was already going down before the pandemic because Mandalay Bay and then also the online betting has killed Vegas. So people used to come to Vegas just to bet. I wouldn't come to Vegas just to bet now. You just bet online. You know what I mean? Like I used to have clients that I saw once a year at certain times during the year or several times a year, depending on how many sports they were involved in. Like if they liked football and March Madness, but some people would come, some would come for the Kentucky Derby. But it would be like, I would know like routinely, like this person's gonna come because they would come just to bet. And they would usually stay, you know, for a weekend or something. But they would bet. And like with football, people would come before the season started and they'd bet on all the games that they could, because you used to be able to bet like a lot more than, I think now you can only bet like that day or something. But back in the day, you used to have to be able to bet in advance, because what people would do is they'd bet on a bunch of stuff. Like for, you know, you can't bet too far in advance, but like you can bet, I think you used to be able to bet maybe for the week on some of the, like the, because I remember people would bet on like the games for football, you know, for the week. And then they might not be there for the whole week. But then if you win, you have to come back. So it got people to like bet on things for the future, and then they have to come back if they won. But now you do it online. But it was like crazy how much people would come just to bet here. Like they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm placing my bets, and they'd have other bets, you know, they take them home with them, and then if they win, they have to come back. So it's actually good if they win once in a while, because they got to come back and spend more money in Vegas. And now you do it all online. I mean, you would bet in Vegas if you were here, but you wouldn't come to Vegas just to bet when you can bet online. You see, so that just killed like. And then the other thing is the conventions. So when the pandemic killed the conventions, people didn't realize, most people didn't come to Vegas just to party. Some did, but the majority came for work, and then they partied while they were working. Like businessmen here for conventions, and then they would go to the clubs and stuff, or go out to dinner and drinks, whatever. That's where the majority of the business was coming from. So once the pandemic shut down all the conventions, Vegas like went down the toilet. So they'll say there's people here. Yeah, but like you used to have people that were dropping millions. Now you got people dropping quarters. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you might have someone in a room, but it doesn't mean it's helping the casino in any way. And especially these cheapskates now, I always say they'll walk 2 miles to save a quarter now, where that's what you used to be able to like charge people anything, because for convenience they didn't care. Now people are like, oh no, go somewhere else. You know, they're not on their business account, you know, expense, whatever, business expense or whatever, you know, business credit card or whatever, or if they're not a big enough gambler, see, the big gamblers get stuff for free too. So they gamble and then they give them, so it like keeps the whole casino going, because you know those stores lease out or is lease or rent, whatever, property from the casino for their stores. So like this casino isn't necessarily making the money off the what you buy in the store, but if the casino can give comps, and then that can help the stores, you get what I'm saying? But like they're selective which ones they do, but there's like where, you know, your comps will be like you can use it at the gift shops, or you can use it at the delis or whatever. And then, so that helps flow the thing. So a lot of that was happening too, where the ballers were getting comps and then buying, because a lot of people don't go and buy those things at those gift shops unless it's free. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if it's a comp, well then the store gets their money and the casino gets their money, because the gambler is gambling, is why they're getting free stuff, you know what I mean? They're spending money to get the free money. And so it all kind of flowed. But now, no one wants to pay the price at those gift shops, you know, and then they don't have the comps, and they don't have their business expense. I ain't spending that amount. So then everything is failing. It's like, so all the things are going out of business in the casinos, and then the casinos are surviving on these other businesses paying rent to them. And when those start going out of business, now they're not, now they have empty space in the casino, and now like it just falls apart, and that's what's been happening. So it's just falling apart more and more and more, because they kept trying to prop it up, but slowly things will start to disintegrate, and then they disintegrate each other, because like I said, like once your gift shop goes away, whoa, oh, that's not good. You know what I mean? Now you have a casino without a gift shop, and now the people like who did want to go down and maybe buy the $10 little toothpaste, they're like, oh man, it's not even available. This casino sucks. So like, and then now you don't even have a place for people to go if they want like a little sandwich at night or something like that. You know, the ones that have little delis that are, you know, open 24 hours. A lot of them now are not open. So you've made it very not user friendly for your guests. well, now your guests don't want to stay there anymore. So like it all starts to just fall apart. Like once one thing goes, like it all falls apart. And then they start just doing things like the parking, paying for parking, just dumb things that put a bad taste in people's mouth about Vegas. And I've been saying it for once. I said the parking was the worst thing they could ever do. The charging for parking. I was like, we're in the desert. We don't need to charge for parking. This isn't like LA. And they did it because of the Raider Stadium, because this is in Vegas, was they still were doing like okay when they first kind of came up with this, and they thought like there was not going to be enough room for people. They thought that like at a game, like people wouldn't be able to park. Like that was like a concern, because it did used to get so busy that sometimes you wouldn't find parking. So they thought, well, if we charge, it will prevent people from just leaving their cars overnight, because people leave their cars overnight, which is actually a good thing too, because if someone's drunk, the casinos used to let you just leave your car. There wasn't parking, so like you could leave it for like usually like 24 hours or something. At a certain point in probably like 3 days, they might be like, what's going on with this car? But if someone was drunk, like if a local drove down to the strip and decided to drink, they could leave their car in the parking garage and take like a taxi or Uber home, or it probably was an Uber back then, a taxi, or if their friend drove or something. So it actually helped a little bit with the DUIs probably in the town, because now it's like, nope, get your car out of there, you're going to charge you a fortune, to park. But so I imagine locals that do go down there probably drink and drive more. I mean, it's like just dumb things like that, that were kind of like, I don't know, probably, and like locals liked going down there for maybe because, like I said, there was it was free parking and you could do that. But now it's like, oh, they charge for parking, and what if I don't want to drive my car home? Now I have to. So, it has made it where the locals don't want to go down there anymore. So it's just they did so many stupid things. And I've been saying it. I barked so much about the parking thing. I was like, this is the dumbest thing you could ever do. Also, you don't, look at the sun, that's beautiful, obviously. You don't put a timer on a gambler. So with the parking, it says, X amount, like with locals, they did change it. At first they didn't do this, but they did change it because they realized no locals were going to come if you charge us for parking. So they do 3 hours free for locals unless there's an event at most of the casinos. But that still puts a timer on all your locals now. They only want to stay for 3 hours, where maybe those people would stay a long time. And then even the non-locals, well, you're charging by there's a certain, I think, break of the time or whatever. So like under a certain amount, well, now you're kind of like telling people to stay in your casino less time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what you want. So it's just the dumbest thing for like your $25 parking thing, and you just lost like way more from the gambler. It was the dumbest thing. And it wasn't necessarily because we have no issue with parking. There's no one here, so good job. We made the parking and then no one came back. So it was really bad. And also they're horrible. You get stuck in there. You can't even miss your flight or something because you're stuck in the line trying to get out of the, and they take forever to, because when you're local you have to use your ID, but the thing never works, because those things never like scan properly. So you push the thing and sometimes they make you wait like 10 to 15 minutes. The lady one time answered and hung on us twice. And I was like, are you insane? After we'd been waiting for like, she answered and she's like, I'm like, yeah, we're stuck here. Our license isn't working. And she's like, okay, then hung up on us. And we're like, wait, hold on, what? Okay, we call back again and wait, and then we're like, hello, you just hung up on us. She's like, we're still stuck in here. And she's like, oh, okay. And then hung up again. I was like, are you insane? We called her 3 times. I was like into the lines, piling up behind us. And other people, the same thing. They were, it was just like, this is ridiculous. You can't do this to people in Vegas. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's just because like they're not having someone to like answer the thing to like open the gate if there's an issue. Because there's always issues with those things. You can't have it be all electronic with no like all AI, no person, because there's always going to be an issue with those kind of things. And so it's just ridiculous. I remember when they first got it, they had to just have people standing out there because they didn't work at all. Then it was like, this is great. Now you just had to hire all these people to man the parking thing. Real smart you guys are. They literally had like all these people, all these attendants out there. And it cost them a fortune to install all that stuff too. Yeah, they lost their minds here. I wonder why it's doing terrible. We called it years ago, and now people are like, how is no one talking about the, and like, I think everyone's talking about it if you paid attention. Yeah, it's been in the toilet for a long time. It sucks. That's why I go to New York, because like we could possibly make it work here if we like still live near the Strip, and if we kept like we couldn't with Gloria's expenses, but if maybe with our old expenses, if we lived right near the Strip, and if we made sure to answer every single call that came in at any time of the day or night, we might be able to make it financially with the way Vegas is going. But that's not a way to live. So that's why I like going to New York, because even though it's a crazy thing of going to New York and like it's a lot of work there, but it's like when I go, like I am productive, and it's like and there's just so much business, and then I can come home and I can literally like do nothing for 3 weeks. I mean, I have been working, but so minimal. But it's like rather than, and I could like pretty much pick my hours there because there's just so much availability. You know, I don't have to be like available every second of the day. So it just kind of, to me, it makes more sense right now. But it's unfortunate that Vegas has turned this way because. But it's a good way too, though, because I would have never gone to New York if Vegas had not done this, and like just the whole city if it hadn't fallen apart like this. But so I would have never experienced New York because there was no reason to ever leave Vegas back in the day, like like in 2016, 2017, before Mandalay Bay. I mean, business was like busier than New York for me. I mean, it was just like and that's how it was for everybody. I mean, you could come here like and just, I mean, people would just come from other cities and just like work on a weekend in Vegas, or you got like cocktail waitresses making a fortune, you know, bartenders making a fortune, the dealers making a fortune, you know, people bragging about the tips they're getting, you know, at these casinos and stuff. And then Mandalay happened, and that first started kind of like a little bit of a downturn here. You know, no one really wanted to come after there was this horrific tragedy. And then the online betting kind of like happened. I forget what year that was, but right around, not too far after that, in between, I think it all kind of happened all around the same time with the pandemic and the online betting. I don't know exactly what year they did the online betting, but whatever year that was like the end of Vegas. And then the pandemic was just like kind of like, we were already not doing well once the pandemic had hit. That's what people didn't realize. Vegas was already kind of like, we were trying to recover from the Mandalay Bay and stuff, and just, I don't know if the online had happened yet, I don't know what year that was, but Vegas was kind of still like just kind of trying to get out of and then the pandemic hit, and then it was just like, forget it. Because closing the casinos for 78 days kind of just destroyed everything. Like, it's very hard for businesses to survive being closed 78 days. Think about that, that's a really long time. It's only supposed to be 30. And that's why I can't stand Governor Sisolak. Ex-Governor Sisolak, because he chose the 78 days, and we didn't know how long it was going to be. It just kept going on, and so I was blogging every day. I think it was on Periscope back then, like really mad about it because it was ridiculous. Like everyone else was opening up, like everywhere else in Vegas, we were not allowed to. Like he would not let us in. It was like, so I kept counting the days, and it was 78 days, so they finally let the casinos open again from March 17th. Because they closed them St. Patty's Day, March 17th, 2020, and they kept them closed for 78 days after that. And it was horrible. I mean, it was just sad. I went down on the Strip, there's a video of me, and I was like bawling because it's just sad to know that like Vegas is like done. Like the Vegas we knew is like over. And Sisolak didn't have to make it so bad. It wouldn't have been nearly as bad if it was 30 days. So he basically, I'll give him the credit for destroying Vegas. And I did. I got my Twitter shut down because I was yelling at him so much, and he got his little panties in a twist. And they were like, can't be saying this thing to the governor. Imagine me pushing the boundaries always. So I was going viral on my Twitter. People were like loving it, but then it went down fast. But I still do my blogs. That was like, I had made like some video on Twitter, that one. My blogs those didn't go down. But I think that they were on Periscope, but Periscope went down, so. But anyways, that was just, you don't do that like to the town. Like we didn't need that. We didn't need it for 78 days. When other places were opening, and they did so much structure of like, you know, the masks and the plastic everywhere, you know, it was very safe, you know, for people who were talking about like health. But it didn't make sense that to close Vegas for 78 days because I know there was this virus going around, but the thing is, like, these places died after that, you know? So it's like, oh, you're going to die from the virus, or we're going to die from the fact that no one has any business and we all can't survive now. So it's like, either way, Vegas was screwed. And Vegas did take one of the biggest hits because it is all entertainment for the most part, or it was. Now they're trying to not be so much entertainment. But that was the first thing to go when there's a pandemic is entertainment. So these people really suffered here, you know, with all the bartenders, all the cocktail waitresses, all the entertainers, all the dealers, you know. Like, any of the people that, like, were relying on other people's tips, like tipping them, you know. Like, even when you weren't even working on the strip, if you were just like at a local restaurant, you know, all those things, you know, like even when they opened back up, there's less people going because people did go to places from the strip, you know, like when you stayed on the strip, they would go sometimes off strip to things, you know, there were some restaurants that were popular for the tourists, you know, that were off strip, and like all of those have just like completely, most of them gone out of business because they can't just rely on the locals, you know, and with the tourism way down. So many things in Vegas, they're flexing, you know, they're trying to adjust and go different directions. That's why we have so many sports teams now. They had to get into something, you know, like, okay, since we can't be the only sports betting, let's just have the games here, you know what I mean? So like, they're kind of just grasping at straws at this point. But it's kind of fun. We're getting the A's. I feel bad for Oakland. We took the Raiders and the A's. We used to talk to some of the Oakland Raider fans when we were, you know, documenting the stadium and when the roof thing happened. They were livid. Some of them were suing the Raiders and stuff. Because the Raiders, I think, were supposed to stay, but then there was like this thing where like they were supposed to build the Raiders a stadium in Oakland, so that's kind of how they got out of it. But it was like, yeah. So I think, I don't remember who ended up winning the lawsuit, but if they had built a stadium for the Raiders, then I don't think they would have been able to legally leave or something. But it was like they had kind of dropped their ball of the contract or something like that. But they were all up in arms, and these guys would call me and Rich and be all totally up in arms, and we were kind of just in the middle because we were kind of happy they were coming here. I mean, we felt bad for Oakland, but we were like, it's kind of cool. But then, oh man, these people, and then you had the people in Vegas that were like hating on the Oakland people, so it was this big drama we were all in the middle of in like 2019. People literally call my phone from Oakland, these people from Oakland telling me about this. I'm like, we're suing and da da da. So that's why in the one song we say Oakland Jedi I am, because we were like all into the Oakland stuff for a minute, and also Richard lived in Oakland before. Yeah, he lived in Oakland when he was younger. And you know, I'm from California, but I'm from Placerville, California. Anywho, I think I'm gonna jump off now. It's a beautiful morning out here, but I've already kind of blogged a lot this morning. I've been blogging since what, like, it was like 2 or 3 a.m. I think it was like 3 a.m. I don't know what time it is because my watch doesn't actually work. It could work, this how lazy I am. All I need is the battery, but it's been like this for like 6 months. Not telling time. It's apparently 5:40, always. But I still look at it as if it tells time, like all the time. Like, I need a battery. I mean, I should do it in New York because it's almost easier to do something like that because there's all these little like jewelry shops. You just walk into one of them. Here it's almost harder, you know, because you gotta like drive somewhere, find a little place. They're not like where you're just walking. You're like, oh, there's a little place. They could probably fix my watch. Like, that's why, like, I feel like sometimes I got more accomplished in New York with things like that because you're just like, oh, I'll get that thing done because I'm walking by. Whereas here, you know, to like make an endeavor to go drive somewhere to do something, you know. And I would order online, but I don't even know which one it is. Probably could look it up, and then you probably. I don't know how to replace it though. I think you have to go to a place to replace it, right? Don't they have to like take it off? I know nothing about replacing a battery watch. Now that I think about it, I mean, what is that? A watch battery. I say things backwards often. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, I feel like I call it my dyslexia speech, where I flop the things. And I don't realize it after I say it, and I'm like, that's not right. I used to say, I used to say I mix around the letters, so I'd say like sparking paces instead of parking spaces. It took me years to be able to say parking spaces. I said parking spaces. All right, guys, let's head in. It's just so nice out here, but I'm kind of about ready to probably take a shower, honestly. I haven't showered. This is hair from last night that I put in braids, but I didn't go to sleep like this, but I woke up, my hair was a wreck. I said, I'll put in braids and we'll do a vlog, and then I'll shower later. I'm about ready for my shower. So, what is it, Monday? Monday, we need to return some stuff to Amazon. Tomorrow, Gloria's got another doctor's appointment. Wednesday, Richard's got a doctor's appointment. And then this Thursday is going to be my last Thursday, right? Because I leave the next one, yeah. So, Thursday will be 1 week to New York. So 10 days, 13 days, no alcohol. I think it's been 9 or 10 days, no sugar, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact count on that. I had to go one of these days look, or I don't really care. Because probably I'm gonna be messed up in the second year anyways if I end up drinking in New York or something. Hopefully I won't. That'd be great, but I don't know. It's hard because I don't know what I'm going to do. And that's frustrating to me because I usually know. But, like, I don't know, like, right now what I'm going to do. And that frustrates me because I'm like, I should know. I should be, like, solid about this. Like, I feel solid about, like, you know, like, after the end of the year, like, I definitely, but, like, right now I don't feel solid about it. And I'm like, why am I not? I could choose to be solid about it. But I don't know. I think I'm giving myself, like, a little wiggle room. Like, I'm 40 and life's been interesting and very difficult at times, but it's getting way better. But like, it's all right if I had a couple of months of drinking, you know, in 1 year of my life, and then move on. So I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of freedom there, because it was kind of like how it first started. Because I was kind of like, I'm in New York, I'm doing all this, you know, working hard. I could have a cider, you know, I deserve that kind of thing. You know, it's one of those things. But you don't want to like have your reward thing be a negative thing to you. And we often have our reward thing be a negative thing. So I don't want to have that mentality of like, well, I'm working hard, so let me reward myself with something that's toxic to me. You know what I mean? So, but I do have that mentality sometimes, you know, because I was, you know, worked regular jobs where you do the, you know, the Monday to Friday, and then the weekends, like, oh, you know, we get to live it up kind of thing. So I'm still sometimes a little bit in the mentality, and I don't really want to be, because, you know, if you kind of just enjoy it every day, you don't have to have it be like, this is a crappy day and this is, you know, my don't give a crap day. It just be like, every day could just kind of be like, you know, more just like chill and stuff like this extreme, because like I feel like we have a tendency to like punish ourselves and then reward ourselves, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to just kind of be like, just let myself be and let myself find my place. And I'm finding that I'm going the right direction. You know what I mean? Like, it's like my mindset is going, yeah, I want to be healthy, not unhealthy. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, let me find a more reason to drink. It's more like, no, let me get out of this drinking thing. So I'm finding that I'm finding the right path, even though I'm letting myself kind of have the freedom to do whatever I want in a sense. But I'm finding what I want to choose is healthier the more and more I you know, make unhealthy decisions. So it's like, it's not out of like I have to do this. It's out of like, I want to do this. You know what I mean? Because I think in the past with stopping drinking, it was more like I have to. But this is more like I want to. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just not. I don't like being a drinker. I'm not proud of myself when I drink. I know I like laughing and think I'm so silly, but later it's very embarrassing for me. And I get ashamed that I cave in, you know. And so it's not something that I'm like, you know, going, oh, look how cool I am that I'm drinking. So it definitely is not something that I would continue for my whole life, because it's not something I'm proud of. Does that make sense? Like, you know, like, the older you get, the more you realize, like, what you do is who you are, you know what I mean? Like, people are always like, oh, I'm just doing this, but that's not me. Well, the longer you do something, that's kind of you know what I mean? Like if you drink every day, you are an alcoholic, you know, you become a drunk, you know what I mean? no, I'm not, like, you know, but you shouldn't be okay with that, you know what I mean? Like, because it's not really like a thing to be like proud of, does that make sense? So like if it's something where you're like doing every day that's negative, you shouldn't be proud of that. You should be wanting to change that, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm trying to be like, you can't be proud of like yourself and you go and act a fool, like it's ridiculous, you know? So, yeah, it's just kind of like, the older I'm getting, I know I always say I'm old, I'm only 40, I know that's not that old, but what I'm saying is I'm not 20 and I'm not 30 anymore. And when you hit 40 for some reason, like you start to be like, oh, I'm not 20 or 30 anymore. And you just don't really want that like extreme up and down. Like I'm already like cringing at the idea of like, I'm gonna have to, like, if I do drink, I have to go through withdrawals when I get home. It's just like, I don't want to do that. So then it's just like, just don't drink is the easier option, you know what I mean? So, like I said, you can only keep doing the same stupid mistake over and over unless you just literally have your head in the sand. But otherwise, you'll be like, all right, I don't want to keep doing this anymore, you know what I mean? So, all right, guys, let's go inside. Thank you, everyone, for a wonderful morning vlog. I am actually a little bit tired now because I've been up, but I'm probably gonna jump in the shower. Probably won't sleep till this afternoon. We like to take naps during the day, like midday. We'll take like a little nap sometimes if we're up, you know, really early. But I often can't sleep during the day. I just go to sleep really early at night. In New York, I don't take naps, but I don't sleep much in New York. It's just a city that never sleeps. It's weird too because I'm someone that sleeps a lot, but in New York, no. So that's a true statement. I didn't know what they meant always when they say that, but it's true. It's weird. There's just like a liveliness there that you feel like if you're sleeping, you're missing out on like fun that's going on outside. Like you're like just walk around because there's always something interesting when you walk around in the city, no matter what time of the hour of night. Like you'll see something strange, and so you feel like if you're only there for a short time, that like if you're indoors, sometimes that like you're missing out on like experience in the city. So it makes you just not want to sleep. And I think when people work there, they're just always, you know, working. You just in this rat race. So you just, I don't know, you just go. You know, it's like the law of inertia when you're already in motion. So it's just like people just go, and then they just have a hard time relaxing there. All right, where we get to relax in Vegas. That's why I like the contrast. Okay, I'm going in. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Howdy-ho. Let's go.
Turn me up a little bit. Turn up and talk loud. Little do you know, you're gonna hear this one. Sun shining. Yo.
I don't hate players, I don't love the game. I'm a shot clock, way above the game.
Be point blank with you, the game.
I got all this work on me, I ain't come for play.
You can show the little shorties how you pump and dance.
The dog.
Not to death, I'm not impressed. I'm not amused, I'm not confused, I'm not to do. I'm a grown man business, I am not in school. Put your hand down, youngin', this is not for you.
On my jail, my beats with the Kanye, yo.
Your name on the market, your name off the payroll. Style fresh like
I'm still a Dayo, and it's been like that since the Dayo.
On more time than a Rollie or Seiko.
Step on deck, your neck, or do what I say so. Get up or get out, get down and lay low.
You're standing in the shadow.
Open Jedi, I am Black Jedi, that Jedi.
Let's move. Shout out to my man Cali Quality, we on top. Shout out, check it out.
Check it out. Slim Jedi,
To cast a big shadow.
Cherokee red to shoot the long arrow.
Got more skill, more aim, and more ammo. You can get it all from a big or small barrel like
Hail Mary, full of grace, Jedi.
Come and shoot up the place and make you pull up your face. The death.
I pull out the ace from the jungles of the Empire State where there ain't no escape. 247
718, and that's like every night and every day. From the place that I settle insane to the states, I'm collecting my pay.
Blast off and I'm back to the cave.
Hold it down for my family straight.
Represent in a family way.
Football, not for amateur play.
Billy Ross is an amateur stage before the president, the camera's raised.
Like a long time man of the way, you understand in this